All right, awesome. We are playing some D&D next with DDOcast and crew. I am your dungeon master today, Siegfried Trent. I will be killing everybody. And let's introduce the players. Let us know who you are as a player, and then let us know just a little bit about your character. We're going to start with you, Anne.
Hi. Hi, everybody. My name's Anne. I am DDOcast producer and co-host. Today I'm playing Esperanto, the level 1 high elf wizard. She is basically looking for adventure and components for her magic devices and spells.
Very good.
Don't worry, I won't talk into that accent forever.
Aww.
I'll drop in and out of it, and then suddenly it'll turn into an Amish farmer at some point.
You need to do it all in Esperanto.
Oh, dear. All right, Jerry, you're next.
Jerry Snook. I work as a community specialist for Turbine, and I am playing Makto, a level 1 human cleric, who, I'm going to say he's a battle cleric, even though he's just level 1. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
May fall in battle, he may rise in battle. All right, and next up, Geoff.
Hi, I'm Geoff Hanna from DDO Gamer, an occasional DDO caster. I am playing Argath Bladesharp, an embittered former Army veteran who deserted when he got tired of his men being squandered for no reason. And to get as far away from the army and melee as possible, he fell in with some wizards and took up illusioning. So became the oldest illusionist starter ever. He's a rookie, but he's old and he's embittered, and that's all right. There
Can we call you Grandpa? Hey, Grandpa.
Yeah, there you go. So he brought a spear with him, but nothing else from his former life. He's starting fresh.
All right, Amanda, you're up.
Look at you guys with your crazy backgrounds and stuff. So I'm Amanda Groh. I'm with the community team over at Turbine, and today I will be playing Ragnar, the level 1 Elven Ranger. He basically has been wandering around in the Cerulean Hills and has come to the city looking for work.
All right. Well, we will say for the sake of adventure that the four of you have banded together to create something of a mercenary company. Not much of a reputation yet, but there is a lot of work in Stormreach for mercenaries of that sort. People are always looking for them, and usually the best place to be is the local tavern, well known as a watering hole for adventurers. So, you find yourself as we open the scene at the Phoenix Tavern, which is a rowdy place. There are a lot of people here tonight. It's quite busy. There's, I guess actually we're more sort of, approaching the evening, but it hasn't gotten dark outside yet. There's a rowdy fight going down in the brawling pit. So people are down there breaking bottles over each other. There are people placing bets. There's a band playing. We've got some gambling going off in the corner. It is quite the night. Lots of people in here, but not so much that it's packed to the gills. You get yourself a nice table somewhere near the front where you're fairly visible, and yeah, like that. So, as you're sitting there, sipping drinks, discussing maybe what the best working opportunities are, a gentleman comes by, kind of a fancy-looking bard. He's got a nice handlebar mustache and finely groomed clothes, looking rather fancy and dandy, but he does have a sword on his side, and seems to have a couple, runic trinkets or something like that. It looks like the work of artificers. Rather fancy fellow, probably pretty wealthy, comes by your table and looks around. Well, greetings. You're an interesting lot. Haven't seen you round here before.
Haven't seen you either, so it makes two of us.
Nice
You haven't
trinket.
seen me. Well, obviously I haven't been in the city very long. Let me introduce myself. My name is Gabrizar the Great. He gives you a little bow.
The Great. Very nice.
Great.
Great.
No. Well, certainly out-of-towners for sure. You look to be of the swarthy type. He gives a little sniff. What brings
Great
you
at
here?
what?
Apple blossoms and cherries.
Moss.
Leather. That's it. Leather.
I don't know, probably incense, or maybe, I don't know, wine.
What does holy water smell like?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what he smells.
We call it Holy Dasani.
Oh, holy Dasani. There you
I
go.
see. Yes, well, well, if there's anything that I can do for you, strangers, you just let me know. And he gives you a wink and a nod, and he wanders off. He goes and joins a group of, I don't know, rather robust-looking folks at a table. Lots of weapons over there and other items. Somebody's got a glowing stone circling their head. They look fairly well-to-do.
Sure.
All right. Going back to your drinks?
I'd kind of wander over to the gambling area, and I'm wondering if I have an opportunity to prestidigitate myself some kind of profit.
Well, you certainly could try that. You haven't been here before. You might be able to create a distraction of some kind. But you do notice the rather large-looking Warforged bodyguards near the gambling area that are not engaging in revelries and are simply scanning the crowd with a rather keen eye, you might think. Although it's always hard to tell with the Warforged.
So this would be a high-risk operation then. And I wonder, just looking about, would the use of the prestidigitation cantrip perhaps tip the odds in my favor, or does it still look like it'll be a high-risk kind of operation?
Definitely a high-risk operation.
Oh, very good. All right, I'll make my way back to the table and reacquaint myself with my drink.
Okay.
So I'm going to scan... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm looking at my character sheet, and I noticed that we don't actually have any money. Are we just sort of pretending that we have some?
You have pocket change, a little more. So you are somewhat hard up at the moment.
We're all sharing the same drink, one at a time.
The only other thing...
Dirty kobolds for everyone.
For a while.
The only other thing, and I'm sorry I didn't bring this up prior to us starting, is the character sheet says that I have a Lance of Faith ability. It's some kind of a divine ability that I get.
It's like a beam of light.
Yeah? Does it do anything?
Fire
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's an attack. You would roll to hit, and then it does, I believe, a D8 plus your Wisdom bonus in damage.
Nice.
It didn't actually say on the sheet there what it did, so I wanted to ask quick. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right.
So I'm going to be, I was kind of watching the brawling pits and looking around the room anyway before the fella came over, and now that he's kind of gone back with his associates, do they seem like they just are minding their own business, or are they kind of talking to each other, looking our way, talking to each other, looking our way?
They seem to be minding their own business. The bard-like character came by, seemed to visit, but no, they seem to be old friends of some kind, drinking together, talking. Like I said, they look much like you mercenaries of some sort, just due to all the weapons that they've brandished and brought in here. But no, they're not really paying you much attention at all. A short time later, as you're observing them, young man, you're not really sure, he's sort of nondescript, just a man wearing clothing, so civilian, you might say, walks up to their table and seems to be introducing himself, and they're having some kind of a discussion. And then they all break out in laughter at some point. They're laughing, and the man seems a little chagrined. He scratches the top of his head, looks a little bit embarrassed, and is scanning the room.
Scanning the room?
Meanwhile,
I think he's looking for us. I think he's looking for us. Perhaps we should find a way to make this guy welcome at our table.
Yeah. Can we sort of
Give him a
wave to the
gesture.
person quick? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Like a nod.
Hey.
You signal, and he seems to see you for a moment, looks a little quizzical, and then walks over in your direction, and comes over.
Have a seat, friend. You look new here.
Oh,
Like us.
Well, I mean, I've lived in town most of my life, but sure. Actually, I'm here on business, not really looking for a drink particularly. And maybe you could help me. I noticed that you seem to be, you have some weapons. Not that that's uncommon or there's anything wrong with that. I don't mean that, but you wouldn't happen to be mercenaries of some kind, maybe adventurers or something.
Adventurers.
We prefer the term, gainful adventuring. Yep.
Sure, of course. I don't mean anything bad, but you are the sort where perhaps for some coin would be willing to undergo a somewhat dangerous enterprise.
Yes. Why?
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
How much coin?
Well, I suppose that remains to be seen. This is your company, then, the four of you?
Yes.
Yes. Hi.
Yes.
My name is Esperanto. I am a wizard extraordinaire. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, wizard, excellent.
Mokto, I'm a healer known to play his trade in battle.
That's good, because someone might get hurt. It is a little dangerous.
You mentioned coin. Oh, I'm Argath, by the way. Let's go back to that coin part again.
Certainly fair, Mr. Argath. My name is Jonathan, and yes, the lady, Mrs. Drisdale, perhaps you've heard of her. She is a woman of some means. Is offering a reward for services, and specifically, her cat has been kidnapped, and she would like someone to rescue it.
A cat?
Cat.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an elvish cat. They're very valuable, you see. I'm not sure if you know, if you're into the cat trade particularly, but they're very intelligent, wonderful cats, highly prized, extremely valuable. So despite what some people think, this is not an insignificant thing. The kidnapping of a cat is, well, perhaps the city guard doesn't look on it as being all that important, but to Mrs. Drisdale, it is quite important, as she is a woman of means, so she can pay for this service.
You said kidnapping.
Yeah.
Well,
That sounds
catnapping, to be more specific, I suppose.
So that's a bit different than a cat just wandering off. What were the circumstances of its disappearance?
Well, it was taken by a group of kidnappers. Rogues.
But do we have any sense of why, there would be...
is there a ransom? Have
Yeah.
have they given you any
Yes,
word?
absolutely. Mrs. Drisdale has received a ransom note, and it details the amount of money that is to be paid for the cat's release in time for the great show that'll be happening. Elvish Cat Show that happens every year. It's quite a big event for those who fancy such animals. At any rate, so the matter is of some urgency. Are you willing to hear her offer?
Sure. We're not the type to condone unauthorized feline.
I am a deep fan of the Elvish Cat Show. I cannot believe that this could ever happen to a beloved cat. I have to watch it every year, and to have a missing cat, which is horrible. Yes, I will help you.
Oh, certainly. Mr. Tibbles has won twice already, so it's a very valuable cat. Yes, indeed. Well, good. Well, if you would just come with me, it's not really very far from here. Maybe 5 minutes walk across the promenade to Mrs. Drisdale's place. It's near the airship tower.
Sure.
Sure.
I'm going to
Fantastic.
go along just to see if the elven wizard breaks into tears.
She's on the verge. She's on the verge. Oh my god.
She's like,
Oh,
and when I
so
think
glad. Well-
about cats and I can't have them all.
If you'll just follow me then. Very good. Well, and he leads you out of the bar through the city. You pay off your tab, of course. Or actually, he offers to pay the remainder of your fee.
This is a good sign.
By all
Yes.
means, yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know what overcame me. This way, please. So he leads you across town. There's some very nice homes over there. I wouldn't quite call them mansions because they're sort of packed together, but they're fairly tall. They're nice places. And this one, as she said, happens to be near the airship tower, which is fairly valuable property in a way. It's kind of busy there, but there's also some very nice places. Comes up, uses a key to let himself into one of the buildings and invites you to come in. Very nice foyer area. It's really richly appointed, so this definitely is somebody of some means. There's also a lot of airship paraphernalia around. There's a big, wheel, the captain's wheel, kind of in the center of the foyer, and there are what look like airship models kind of suspended from the ceiling in a very tasteful way, even done with little magical lights on them, so that it looks very much like real airships. But you can tell, of course, they're small, they're models. And a lot of the furnishing is in the style of airship craftsmen, the banister for the railing and all that kind of thing. So it's really quite a lovely place. He calls out, Mrs. Drisdale, I have some potential employees here. I'll take them in the lobby. Very good. So he leads you off through one of the archways into what looks like a large sitting room. There are bookshelves, and again, lots of tables and display cases with airship models and things like that in them. And there's an older woman, the graying hair, but she looks like she was very beautiful once upon a time, but her face is aged and is somewhat wrinkled. And she's put on a little weight.
She must be really old.
She is pretty ancient, yes. But like I said, you could tell that at one point she had a lot of grace and stature, and she holds herself very well. And she's got a little tea service that, just sort of for one that she's sipping from. As you come in, she's got a little shawl on to keep her warm. But there is a nice fire going in the fireplace. It's very lovely. And there's enough chairs around for the four of you to sit nearby around the little table where she's got the tea. Please come, sit down. Oh, but do wipe your feet on the mat there, if you wouldn't mind. Look a little outdoorsy, perhaps.
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the concern. Please have a seat. Well, I believe it was explained to you. My servant told you about my dear cat, Mr. Tibbles, who has been taken for ransom.
Yes. Have you any sense about who might have done this and why? I mean, other than ransom, why you in particular?
Well, I mean, in particular, you should say I am the vice president of the Cat Fanciers Elvish Assistant Association, and so of somewhat high prestige and profile, you might say. My poor husband has passed away some years ago, and which has left me, well, not defenseless, you understand, but without a man about the house to take care of such things, so I suppose that I am seen as being somewhat vulnerable, which I think is a bit of a misnomer. It is well known that the guards are not interested in animal kidnappings and things of that sort, so very little to be done there with coin lords. So I am left, of course, to my wealth in order to take care of myself, so I figured that being an old lady, they would probably just take my cat and I would pay and get it back. But I'll have you know, I didn't get to where I am by being soft. No. My family, Mr. Drisdale Sr., did not get where we are by being soft, not at all. No. We are serious people. And when someone takes my things, they must suffer. So, I'm looking for someone who will return my cat to me, if at all possible, and make this Quickfoot gang suffer for having the temerity to do so.
Someone mentioned coin. Perhaps we should talk about that in greater detail.
Absolutely. Well, the ransom for my cat is 10,000 gold. That is the price that they want. That's the price I would rather pay you than them.
Oh, my.
She lays the ransom note on the table. It's kind of a, scrawled out note. It's done in what looks like somebody's attempt at fancy handwriting, but not really succeeding all that well. And it's on a piece of parchment that looks rather stained and somewhat disheveled. But it has a sort of a seal of the Quickfoot gang at the bottom, which is like crossed swords.
Those Quickfoot. Drat them in there.
We don't have the ability to detect magic, do we? There's nothing apparently magical about it, right? And we don't have a detect magic ability?
Well, one of the wizards may.
I don't have one written down.
Okay.
I guess D&D Next wizards don't automatically get that, right?
No, I don't think so. You could certainly examine it. Being a wizard, you might have some expertise on such matters if you take a close look.
I'd like to do that.
I would need to prepare it, but I could do detect magic. I do have that as in my level 1 spell list here, but it's not prepared. I assumed we would prepare ahead of time, and I prepared command and cause fear.
Good choices. Yeah, good choices. I have read magic as a cantrip, but I don't see anything here magical to read yet.
No. But like I said, you could examine it and give an expert opinion if you like. That would be an intelligence check. And if you have a knowledge arcana skill or something along those lines, you get a bonus.
I have wizardly knowledge, which gives me an advantage on magical lore int checks.
Ah, perfect. Well, that's
Actually,
exactly
do you know
what?
what? In looking at this character sheet, spell preparation is at least 1 minute per spell level, but this is a level 1 spell, so I could prepare detect magic and cast it if given a few minutes of prep time. So maybe I could ask to use her bathroom, and
Go for it. Pardon
I use the
me.
little wizard's room.
Yeah. Well, while they're doing that, I'll ask about, did anyone see the manner by which the note was delivered, or was it, just left on the front door, or...
Oh, yes. Well, you'll notice a little bit of a scar up at the top. It was stuck to my door with a dagger.
You still have the dagger?
I do. Jonathan, could you get the dagger for me? And of course, ma'am. And he brings the dagger over. It looks like a fairly cheap knife, but it has somebody sort of like, it's got a wooden handle. Somebody's carved the little Quickfoot logo in it. Not very expertly, but definitely in there.
I want to roll a dice. I'm going to look at the paper.
So you have an advantage, and an advantage means you roll 2d20 and you take the better of the two results.
I have 2d20 right here. And the better of the two results is 19. Ooh. And I have a +3 intelligence modifier.
Ah, okay. So that's 22, which is quite good. The note does not appear to be magical to you. It does not show any signs of that. It does, however, as you're examining it closely, have a particularly odd smell. Smells a little like, a chemical. It's actually kind of familiar to you. You've smelled it before. But you're trying to place where exactly. It's a little elusive.
Ooh.
You try, cleric. What does it smell like to you?
Am I back from the little wizard's room now?
Sure, yeah, if you've excused yourself. Well, it may take you just a little bit longer, but yeah, you get back before too long.
Okay. I guess you'll mention that this smells a little strange, and is there anything that I might recognize, maybe putrescence of death, things that I
take
might come
a deep
across as a
whiff.
cleric. Yeah.
And then you can make a roll, and you could use wisdom or intelligence. I'm guessing wisdom is a little better for you.
Yes.
Okay, so you're just letting your mind meditate upon this idea of what it smells like. Go ahead.
Oops. So 8, 9, 10, 11, including wisdom modifier.
Yeah, it's you're not sure. It's somewhat familiar, but you're not sure exactly what it is.
Here, I'll try it.
Okay.
Pass the
Here,
paper.
smell this.
Smell this.
Come on, everyone, smell the paper.
That's what adventurers do,
Well, we should probably read it,
Alright.
too, at some point.
Thought we did read it.
Yes, it says to the effect, if you would ever like to see your precious Mrs. Tibbles again, champion elven cat, then you must pay 10,000 gold to the Quickfoot gang.
Alright, so I only got a 14 on my smell memory check here.
Okay. You're not certain either. But it does smell a bit familiar to you. You spend most of your time outside of town, though, so it actually, it smells a little of the city. It's definitely some kind of not natural smell.
10,000 gold. That seems extremely high. I asked the lady, have you the means to pay this if necessary?
Well, young man, I'm sure maybe he passed away before your time, but Mr. Drisdale was a preeminent airship designer. He designed many of the airships that you see every day in the city, including some of the great ones, such as the Soaring Hawk right there. That airship alone cost nearly, I think that was commissioned for 750,000 gold. Not that Mr. Drisdale gets the entire sum, mind you, but it is a profitable enterprise, and I have considerable means.
I only ask because that seems high for a ransom, even for the Quickfoot gangs. 10,000 gold will go quite far. So.
No, it goes a long way, but maybe not as long as you might imagine. I mean, sure, if you're just buying dirty kobolds at the local tavern, it's not much, but if you're a serious business person, well, it's a tidy sum, but...
Stay away from the auction house, but, you can be set for quite a while. Yeah.
Here, Elf, smell this. What does it smell like to you?
Oh, okay. Ew. She picks it up by the corner.
Okay. It is
She
rather
kinda-
filthy.
She kind of wafts it in the air back and forth to create like
Alright.
a little vortex of smell, and then
Ah.
sticks her nose into it.
Into the vortex.
And then she pulls out
Dangerous.
some coffee grounds.
Well, I have an elf, so that means anything with a wisdom check, I get advantage on. So I roll twice
Okay,
and
very
take
good.
the highest. So that one's 13. Oh, hey, that one is a 19 plus my wisdom, which is a +2. So
21. All right. Yes, it dawns upon you that you've smelled this before over in the near the Cult of the Silver Flame, the Church of the Silver Flame. Sorry, they have there's a particular anointing oil that they use constantly to anoint people with, and this smells an awful lot like that. And the place over there pretty much reeks of it, and yeah, it's popular among a certain set. But yeah, it smells a lot like that.
So it came
Not
from
like
this
something
paper came from this district or from actually one of their churches.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe in the district, or something along the lines like that. So, anyone who wants to can give me an intelligence check to recall information about the Quickfoot gang.
I will do that.
Okay,
Sure.
this is sort of local lore. if that
I will
matters.
give Geoff a bonus. I will help
Okay.
him. Okay,
Okay.
He gets a bonus. I guess
So
it's a
N
+2.
skating. Yeah,
I
she
don't
needs to
know.
get a 10 or better.
I don't know a lot about the Quickfoots.
Yeah, with
Okay.
a 9, I'm like, I know that I don't know anything about them.
I
Yeah,
actually
I rolled a
rolled a
3.
16. I may have had some dealings with them in the past. You know,
Yeah,
perhaps as beggars they came to you know our place of worship, or perhaps they were stealing from the coffers. So
oh, I'm sure both.
Yeah.
Knowing the Quickfoot gang as you do, they are nefarious criminals. You know that generally speaking, the Quickfoot gang likes to use the Stormreach sewers, which are extremely extensive, as their hideout. They're cheap. They usually don't have the kind of money in order to rent an actual building. So chances are good wherever Quickfoot people are head out, they're somewhere down in the sewers. So presumably the sewers near the Church of the Silver Flame very likely is the source of whoever wrote this note is hiding out. And it certainly seems reasonable that the oil that they use gets washed. You know, they're always washing themselves and cleansing themselves with the Silver Flame. So it probably gets washed down into the drains and down into the sewers.
indeed.
Seems like a good place to start. Is any of this coinage, this 10,000, shouldn't some of this be paid up front just as, good earnest money?
As a retainer fee, well, perhaps a little if you absolutely need supplies. I suppose to engage it, I'm willing to give you, the four of you, not each, but in total, you understand, 1,000 gold to start this endeavor. Although I don't know you terribly well, and you could simply run off with it. But I suppose, let me just say this. If you decide to run off with my 1,000 gold and don't make any attempt whatsoever to find my cat, then I will hire somebody else for 20,000 to come and take it from you.
My lady, we would never think of such a thing. As a matter of fact, as a sign of good faith, I have 2 holy symbols on my person. I'm going to give her one of them for safekeeping until we come back.
Oh, well, I'm very touched. Clearly a man of faith. Very good. I will trust you. Definitely, please bring me money. Would you like it in gold or objects of interest? I don't know. Something more portable?
The gold is fine for me, thank you.
Yeah, gold works.
All right, gold it is then. Jeffrey, please.
Especially when dealing with the criminal element, they like the look of coin as much as anything. It spends the easiest.
We also may need Mr. Tibbles' cat carrier.
Cat carrier?
Oh, does he not like to be carried? Perhaps he just likes to walk around.
I do not think that will be necessary. If we chance upon the animal, I should be able to coerce it to come with us without such.
Actually, that's a good
implements.
point. Do you have any sort of drawing of Mr. Tibbles there?
As you say that, she motions behind her, and you see above the fireplace, next to a small portrait of her husband, a very large portrait of a sleeping cat. And it's quite a gorgeous animal with black and brown striping, perfectly pointed ears, bushy tail, the very picture of elven cat beauty.
Oh, I cry. There's a golden tear that rolls down my face.
I knew it.
It's such a lovely creature. It's such a shame. He must be terrified, absolutely terrified of those swarthy rogues and this foul-smelling, whatever that foul-smelling stuff is on that piece of paper. But yes, perhaps I think it would be wise if you were to take my tissue, and she hands you kind of a lace handkerchief.
I take it.
And he will recognize that smell and understand that you have come on my behalf to rescue him. And that should get him to come along. Otherwise, he's terribly willful, Mr. Tibbles is.
I mutter under my breath, wow, at least I got a big bag.
And a little while later, the butler arrives. And, thanks, Thomas. Thank you very much. And she takes the, coin. It's in a little kind of jewelry box kind of thing, and sets it down and opens up the lid. And sure enough, there is a great number of thin gold coins stamped by, the coin lords. Looks very legitimate. And looks like that box is just about big enough for 1,000 coins.
Nice. It's a pretty big box.
Yeah, they're very thin coins, mind you.
Yeah,
so
sure.
They stack up pretty well.
Well, that's great. Could we trust Argath to hold on to our coins here?
Yes, I trust me.
Better we divide it up.
We could do that. Would you like to have 250 portraits of the coin lords of your very own? Give me a moment, and
Well, I
get these
figure, if
distributed.
someone were to try to pickpocket us, that way, we haven't put all our eggs in one basket.
It's only precautions. I like the way you think.
That's
All right.
true.
So
After all, you may die, and then... Oh, no, I don't. I mean...
Says the cleric.
Yeah. I'm a battle cleric.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I will be involved in divvying the money equally.
Okay, sounds good. You divvy up there. Mrs. Drisdale pretends not to notice this, slightly uncouth behavior.
Well, and then, I'll accidentally put the box in my pocket just in case.
Well, it's a pretty, it's a hard one to put in your pocket. I don't think you could surreptitiously.
It's a chest.
Yeah.
Fine.
The box is a bit of a family heirloom, I'm afraid. It's not really part of the price. I mean, if you want me to include it, I could, but...
No, that's all right. That's all right.
No, it's not necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Yes, Ralph, would you take that away, please? And he picks it up and takes it off. Very good. Then, I almost forgot to mention, you really do need to hurry, rather, because the cat show is in 2 days' time. And I really would like to have Mr. Tibbles back by then. Should you return him, but not in the time frame that I've specified, well, I will still reward you, but only half.
We will work hard to get out of the sewers in 2 days.
Very good. Very
We're
good.
motivated.
And, when you do come back from there, take a shower, wipe your feet, maybe, please, before you come back.
Understood.
I think
Nice.
I charge extra for showers. I don't know about these guys, but...
It's very cute, yes.
Yes.
What's
thank
your
you,
charisma there, Argath?
12.
12. All right. Yeah, if you don't mind my saying so, Mr. She seems to be indicating you.
Argath.
Argath?
Argath, yes.
You seem a little, distinguished for this kind of, and by distinguished I mean, on in years. From the adventuring life?
Yes.
Experience. Yes, silly of me. I'm very sorry.
Very good. You're a bit experienced as well.
Well, I'm not a adventurer. I don't go traipsing around in sewers and things.
Oh,
obviously.
yes, I see your point.
I have tea. He holds up a cup of tea. And manage my finances.
I would like the opportunity to manage my finances as well, and thus, here I am.
I see.
Yes,
Well, very good. That's enough chit-chat then. Thank you very, very much. I assume you'll want to set out at once on your journey.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. We will do our absolute best to bring back
Roger,
Mr.
we'll see you to the
Tibbles.
door. Yes, this way, please.
I guess I'll ask, are we ready? Do we need any preparations, or should we just go straight to the sewers here?
I should like to give me a moment, and I can prepare some magics. If we encounter the animal, I might be able to befriend it.
That's actually a good idea. So what should I keep with, say, command and cause fear? You know, or do you think we have a use for detect magic again?
Who knows?
Yeah, hard to say.
Any are
It's
as
hard
good
to
as any
say.
others.
I mean, what do you know about the Quickfoot? Are they great wielders of magic, or are they more your common thug?
They're mostly common thugs, although they do have some casters with them. It is possible.
If I can be secluded for an hour, I can make us a potion of healing, and that could come in handy.
I was going to.
I do have Cure Wounds as a domain spell. Yeah.
Very good.
I was just going to go to the store and buy some.
We do have
Well,
some gold. Yeah.
Well, I'm considering my animal friendship. You know, which would we find more useful? More healing power, or would you prefer that I have the ability to obscure our presence?
I think obscuring would be
Yeah,
good.
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, the healing I have is I have a cantrip of Cure Minor Wounds and a domain spell. It says I am always considered to have Cure Wounds spell prepared. Now, I don't actually know how that works in D&D Next. Is it just a constant? I mean, we don't have, there aren't...
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, you have a limited number of spells per day, let me see if I can find...
Because we don't have, 4th edition style, healing surges, so...
No, I believe you can do a substitution on your on a spell of the equivalent level to do a heal spell, but let me look at the cleric character sheet real quick here.
It's just Cure Wounds as a level 1 spell. I'm always considered to have it prepared, so presumably I don't need to relearn it every time, but I don't know if that means I can cast it more than once in battle.
I think you can substitute it for any other first level spell. And since you normally get 2, you can cast it twice.
Okay.
Domain spell. You are always considered to have the Cure Wound spell prepared. Okay, yeah. So basically, you prepare spells. It's a little hybridy thing of kind of like think Old Sorcerer versus Wizard. You have X number of spells of a given level. You prepare which ones you have available, but then you can cast them kind of willy-nilly once you've prepared them, right? So
But for this one, since it's a domain spell, I could do my 2 level 1 spells and then just sort of swap in Cure Wounds, whatever I feel it would be appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
And the other spells as well. Like, let's say you have Cause Fear. What did you say you had memorized?
I had just learned Detect Magic, but I'm thinking about switching back to Cause Fear and Command.
Right. So if you have Cause Fear and Command, you could cast Command twice or Cause Fear twice.
Right. I got that.
That sort of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And then you also have a Channel Divinity once per day, which you can choose a living creature within 30 feet and give them 2d10 hit points. And there's some other things.
I caught
you can
that.
do
Yeah, I did catch that as well. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have a fair bit of healing, magical healing available when you need it.
Yeah.
I'd still like to have a nice little bottle of heal right on me somewhere that I can easily access. So
it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. So
We could go try to buy some.
Let's do that.
It is certainly possible. There is a robust market, as you may know, in the center of the marketplace, where healing potions are not hard to come by. You're going to pay about 200 gold pieces for a healing potion.
I'm going to make one, which costs me 25 gold pieces in material, but it takes an hour.
All right. That's certainly doable. Find a quiet spot and work on that.
I think it's probably worth buying one for the party, just to give us a little... Do we agree to maybe dip into this 1,000 for a couple of potions?
Sure.
Yeah.
So why don't we pick up 2?
There you go.
Buy 2, and then we're taking... All right.
The other thing is, what other supplies do we need? I do have, say, hemp and rope, but it might not be a bad idea to have some kind of anchor, grapple. Do we want a grappling hook?
Yeah, probably want a grappling hook. Maybe a crowbar.
Yeah. Yeah, grappling hook, crowbar. Sounds good.
So, here, Ms. Ranger, why don't you take one of these vials of healing? And
Very well.
Ms. Elf, why don't you take one? And I'll take the third. I made one, we bought two, because the cleric is capable of self-generating his own healing, and now we're all there a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How strong is this stuff? You know, I'm looking at it.
I have no idea. Potion of healing, that's all it says.
Yeah, it's going to heal. You're going to roll your hit dice. Each character has a different hit dice depending on what your class is. So if you use the healing potion, you get to roll your hit dice plus your Constitution bonus plus level.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess we'll pick up a grappling hook and a crowbar. Maybe some soap. Febreze. I don't know.
I think we can deal with that after.
Yeah. Anything else you think we might need during our trip into the sewer?
Did you say rope?
I have some rope on me.
I have an adventurer's kit, but I have no idea what's in that.
Mine says it has a backpack, a healer's kit, a mess kit, 50 feet of hemp and rope, a tinderbox, 10 torches, rations, and a water skin.
Oh, nice.
I guess I'm
well prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're good to go then. Why don't give a quick shout out to the Silver Flame and let's head to the sewers.
Okay.
You're
Stop
like-
by for a blessing. Well, they know you there. You have affiliations with most of the local temples. Even if you're not worshiping the exact same gods, if you're as long as you're not dabbling in the beasts of Khyber or the Dragon Below, then
No.
it's all good. You're welcome to come for a blessing or to stop by for some communal wafers or whatever. They're friendly to you there.
Yeah.
All right, so you head down near where the church is. Of course, it's a little bit of a maze of streets, and you search around to find a sewer entrance. There's actually quite a lot of them known here or there, although some of them are locked, but not all. Poke around, and you do spot what looks like an open sewer entrance, but there is a town guard nearby. One of the coin lord employs these guards. They're not really sort of part of a military unit. They're just publicly paid by the coin lord to wander around the market and make sure people don't get into trouble and things like that. So you could try that, or you could keep searching.
Ranger, how's your tracking ability? Do you have any sense of seeing where?
Yeah, just give me a minute. I can, look and see what's been passing through here.
All right.
Let's see. Track. I can spend 1 minute looking for signs of passage of other creatures. Detect if any creature has passed through the immediate vicinity, roughly 100 feet around me, within the last week. And learn the number of creatures, their sizes, the speed and direction they were traveling, and can follow those creatures' paths. The creature is not affected. Whoops, I just read onto the wrong page. Anyway, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Well, not too useful here. I mean, certainly people will have traveled past in the past week or so.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
gonna
That might be
this
more helpful
area.
down in the sewers.
How many traveled into the sewer entrance, though? Maybe she can discern that, if anybody has.
Sure.
That's a good point. Maybe we could go up to the guard and ask, have they seen any Quickfoot presence in the area? Because certainly the coin lords aren't going to be probably in favor of having the Quickfoot around.
Yeah.
Quickfoots,
you
are
wanna
they?
put-
What manner of gang are they? Are they a humanoid gang, an orc gang?
Humans mostly. They're not terribly picky, but it's primarily human rogues, and they're the most well-known gang in the city. They're not tightly organized, so any group of Quickfoot isn't necessarily well associated with some other group. It's more kind of an affiliation.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, about the best I could do is if I see a large swath of all, mostly humans, because if they were elves, they'd not leave as much of a trace, and if they were other type of beasts, they'd have different shaped feet. So I could try to narrow it down to a big mob of humans went that way.
I'd just like to know if anything went in the sewer entrance, because that's not a normal door.
Right. So I'm going to walk up to the guard, saunter over, and say, "Hail and well met. We are hunting some roguish types. Have you seen any indication that the Quickfoot or their awful ilk might have used this entrance?"
What, in the area I patrol? Quickfoot? Ha! Not likely.
All right.
I get the impression he might be a little drunk.
Yeah, I gathered that. Okay.
Wonder what area do you patrol?
Are you insinuating something, sir?
No, as a matter of fact, I was just commenting on your fine skills in being able to keep the Quickfoot out of the area.
Yeah, that's right. Because that sewer there, them Quickfoot, they're like the sewer. So I'm keeping a real close eye on it. Make sure nothing comes out.
I would use 2 eyes.
That's pretty funny. That calls for a drink.
I like you, healer. You're all right.
Puts that back in there. Oh, hey, yeah, you're one of them clerics, aren't you?
I am.
But not one of them silver flame ones. Not so much for the lecturing. I like that. You know, I got this sore on my hand. And sure enough, he's got what looks like a bit of an infected sore on his hand. He's like, I can't seem to get that to go away.
I've got a cantrip of Cure Minor Wounds. I could use that on him. Sure.
Okay. All right.
I use my Cure Minor Wounds cantrip spell on him.
And, you know, it seems to help. It closes up the wound a little bit. And, well, that's really nice. I appreciate your attention and your patronage. Father, you're a good man. God bless.
That'd be great. If you, obviously we would never want any compensation, but if you happen to hear about a place where the Quickfoot might be using as an entrance, we'd sure love to know about it.
Well, I'll tell you. There has been some trouble with them lately around here. And I was told that this sewer over here was where they were getting in and out. Because as you can see, it doesn't have a lid. So I figured maybe this was the best place to watch for them. I ain't seen nothing so far today. My shift's nearly over. I gotta head out pretty soon. I got a little bit of a patrol route, but I thought I would just hang here where there's not a lot of people around. Takes a little drink. And maybe catch a couple of them. You know?
You were truly one of Stormreach's finest. We appreciate your help here today.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You know, in fact, if you wouldn't mind terribly, you could keep an eye on it. I gotta go. Dragon Lizard there. Yeah, just till I get back and all. That would be great.
Yeah, we'd be happy to.
Thanks,
we will do you one better. We will actually go into there and take a look at it and let you know if we see anything.
Well, normally I'm not supposed to allow people to go down there. It's dangerous, you know. But you seem like you could take care of yourselves. Yeah, that's all right. Sure. Yeah. My name's Thintel. So I didn't let you down there, right?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, and if you do catch some Quickfoot, you'll let me know, right?
Oh yeah. We'll be sure to let you know. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's a deal then. Good. Pleasure doing business with your father. Would you like a drink?
No, that's okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, maybe next time.
I only drink when I'm
like
working.
to hang down at the leaky dingy. You know, this neighborhood's a little too highbrow for me. But all right. Take her easy there, buddies, ladies, elves, and stuff. And he saunters off.
Well, that was easy.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't pay those guards real well.
No. So what say you? We head to the smelly sewers to find a precious cat?
Yeah.
Sure.
Into the hole.
All right. You approach the dark sewer grate that leads down into the stinky darkness. There's, definitely the sewers are kind of warm, and the air just sort of wafts up out of there. smell of dead fish, and that anointing oil as well. You definitely get a whiff of that, along with other foul nastiness, because obviously it is a sewer. And you hear the drips and slosh of water. So who wants to lead the way in this sewer expedition?
Very dangerous. You go
I'll probably
first.
lead the way because I'm used to, trying to track things down. So.
Mm-hmm. All
Yeah,
right.
that sounds good. Let the ranger die first.
Yeah.
And who wants to follow behind Ragnar?
Oh, I guess I will.
All right.
I like that. Who wants to join Ragnar? Chief.
I'll go third. I will actually light a torch for our human friend.
All right, and Mokduk will be bringing up the rear.
Yep.
Yes, a torch is a good idea. It is pretty dark down there. Although, the coin lords, or over the years, different people have installed, lamps and things, magical ones down in the sewers, and so sometimes there's a bit more lighting than you might expect. But you head down there, and also,
So as I'm
go
going
ahead.
down there, I'm going to try to spot anything unusual looking in terms of, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to see a complex trap, but if there's like, oh look, a giant log is waiting to swing and like hit you and it's right there.
Okay, very
Anything
good.
obvious.
Give me a perception check. That would be intelligence plus D20, since you're actively looking for things as you're going.
Okay. Let's see. So you're doing it on intelligence, so it doesn't trigger my keen senses?
That's right. Yeah, wisdom generally is used for kind of a passive perception, something that you might notice that's in the area that's a little more obvious. If you're actively looking, it tends to be a wisdom bonus.
Whew, I see nothing with my 4.
All right. Well,
Yep, looks clear to me.
It's kind of dark. It's sewery. You're clanking down. It's a long ladder as you're coming down. Give me a dexterity check.
Sure. Ooh, 11.
11. Not bad. You get down to the bottom, and it's kind of. The thing about the Stormreach sewers is they're awfully large, really. They were built by giants, of course. So they're much bigger than the amount of water flow that generally the regular population needs. So, they're big, kind of roundish chambers, and there's usually a place to walk on either side and a channel of sewer water flowing down the middle. You think you've probably descended about 40 feet or so down into this tunnel. And it's, the tunnel itself is a good 15 feet tall. That's where you're at. You make room for your companions. Why doesn't Argath give me a dexterity check?
Sure. Climbing is also one of my skills, if that matters.
Sure. Well, you can. Yeah, that sounds good. So you get to add a bonus.
I have rolled a 10.
All right. So what's your dex bonus?
0.
Anything? 0. And so your skill bonus give you another 3, I believe. Like I said, the rules change a little bit on how the skill bonuses work, but we'll say it's plus 3 for now. So that's fine. You get down to the bottom of the ladder, and then Esperanto, you want to give me a dexterity roll?
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh no. Well, let's see. 8.
8. So as you're coming down the ladder, you get the hem of your pants stuck on kind of a jagged piece of rusted iron that's on there, and you seem to be stuck at the bottom of the ladder and are having difficulty getting off.
Help.
Can I help her?
Yes, you can.
Hold my torch up with
Not
one
in any
hand.
great danger.
You should have jumped first, man. You jump to the ladder. Yeah.
Oh, she's got the ladder bug.
I got the ladder bug.
From the vicious
Nice.
ladder.
This is the ladder bug.
Dirty.
I open up my console and type /bug report.
Yeah.
/dog.
She's like, hold on, give me like 3 minutes, guys.
All right. After defeating the vicious ladder, you continue on your way. Okay, so why don't Ragnar, you give me a tracking roll? So you're searching around down here for signs of passage.
All right. So, the interesting thing about this track is it doesn't list any associated skills or... Let me click onto the second page here. So it says it's a wisdom... Oh, wait, here we go. Wisdom check.
Wisdom-based.
Yep, wisdom-based. All right. So... 17... So that's a 19, and if it's... Are we using spot?
Yeah, I guess this would be a spot type of a thing. It's searching. It's like I said, the skills here are very kind of nebulous. So
if it's a... I have
whatever
the skill spot, and then I also have keen senses for spot when it's wisdom-based.
Okay, yeah,
So
we'll let you use all that.
Better of my 2 rolls is 17, and then my wisdom's +2, so then the +3, 20, what's that, 23, 22?
Yeah. Well, 17, 3, 20, 22, yeah.
22.
So, pretty good. So you spend a little time looking around, and you determine that definitely some humans have been through here, leaving kind of muddy footprints. Also, what you think are probably kobolds. You can recognize their little sort of, kind of, I don't know, half chicken, half human sort of feet. And something that slithers along on its belly, maybe a snake or something like that. Probably been through here, but it's pretty big.
Pretty big, huh? Okay.
Yeah, or maybe a small caiman or something like that.
I was going to say subterranean lore. Will that help me here?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Make a roll for that.
Subterranean lore is one of my skills, and so that's a 13. So what would that be, like 15? What
Yeah.
are lores based on? Are they based on intelligence?
Yeah, definitely.
Then 16.
Okay. Yeah, you're not sure, but you think it's probably like an alligator, crocodile, caiman, kind of a something like that.
Okay. Duly noted.
Because you do see some footprints that you might have mistaken for kobold prints, but because of where they're at near the slithering, it's probably what they are. I mean, there's definitely kobolds here too, but although kobolds in the Stormreach sewers is pretty much a given. Everyone knows that they live down there.
So I'll relate this to the rest of the group, and basically, in particular with the lizard-like creature, to keep your eyes peeled and check behind you once in a while.
Okay. Yeah, and you know from your lore that those critters would mostly lurk in the water itself. Although the water here is probably not deep enough for them, but this is probably why they were crawling around. But also, you can generally tell that you've come down into the middle of a thing going in two directions. You can definitely say, you think the humans have come from this direction over here. Also, looks like there may have been like a wheeled cart or something like that was used in here as well at some point. But that's a little harder to tell. But it's one of the possibilities.
Okay. Moving something around.
Why do you have to be kobolds?
Because it's the sewers, and you're level 1. All right. So let's say you're going to follow these tracks as far as you can for a while. So it's going to take you some time. You're kind of proceeding with caution. It's probably getting a bit dark outside at this point. You were in the market. It was already kind of getting towards sundown. So it's probably dark up above as well as it is down here at this point. So you spend some time traipsing around the sewers. They're pretty extensive, obviously, and they do tend to wind, and there's a lot of levels up and down and things like that. So you've been following what you think is where you see the most human tracks. Everybody give me a wisdom roll, and this is a keen senses available kind of thing. So
Keen sense, okay.
yeah, there's I want to see how perceptive everyone is of their environment.
15 plus 0.
Okay, we got a 15.
Yeah, I've got a
14
15
plus
too.
2. 16.
All right.
15
Anybody
as
higher than
well.
that?
Yep.
Okay, another
No.
15.
Yep.
Ann?
14 total.
Okay. Well, yeah, you don't hear too much or see anything in particular. You continue to follow, and you come out of a sewer pipe into a very large cylindrical chamber. So it kind of goes up, and you've come down a fair ways. So you've lost track of exactly how deep in the sewers you are. But it seems like a junction where a lot of pipes come in here at various different levels and then pour down into a big basin down in the middle. And there's kind of a central tower of stone that goes up through the middle of this cylindrical chamber. And on that are occasional platforms, wooden platforms. They don't look deeply sturdy necessarily to you. And the platforms tend to be about 10 feet away from the sewer pipe. And then there's a big one down at the bottom, like a stone rim, that's about 15 feet down below you. The moment you're in here, you see down and kind of around the side of the pillar. So this would be about 15 feet down and then 20, 30 feet over. You see a small group of kobolds over there chittering to themselves and making kind of noise. Does anyone happen to speak a kobold language?
I have 3 undeclared languages.
Well, then I suppose you could decide that one of them is kobold, if you like. If you have not chosen language, this is a rule we sometimes use for pre-generated characters. You have a language selection. The first convenient language you choose becomes a permanent choice, but happens to be the one that you know. So we'll go with that rule for this game.
I am taking kobold, and then I have 2 more.
Okay.
Oh, one should be common, so then, one more would be like beholder.
Oh, I know. It's common plus 3 more. So now
is
it's
it?
common and kobold plus 2 more.
Wow, you're like intelligent and stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody else speak kobold?
No.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Mock Duck?
No.
Okay.
Yark?
All right. So for most of you, it appears to be gibberish. However, Argath, you can tell that there appears to be one leader kobold, and he's got a lot of he's got some kind of rigging, like some straps and things with a lot of little bottles and stuff held onto it. And the others seem to be looking at him, and he's speaking to someone maybe up above you guys. And he's like, come on, do it. You'll be the first ever. It will be glorious. You must try them out. And up above you hear a voice, I don't know. And then he's like, Gothar, push him. And thunk, you see a kobold pop out of one of the sewers up above, and it screams and flails its arms around. Everybody give me another perception roll.
Okay.
11 plus 0.
I'm thoroughly distracted by this whole spectacle.
Okay.
Perception is wisdom?
Yeah.
So then 22.
Ooh, that's a good
Whoa.
one.
Yeah.
Anybody else up above 20?
I'm at 20.
Oh, okay, that's good enough. The two of you notice that, strangely enough, the others just aren't sure exactly what they're looking at, but you guys notice this kobold has a set of wings that kind of look like maybe bug-like wings hanging out of its back that it is trying to sort of flap awkwardly in order to gain flight, but it's not succeeding very well, and it thumps into one of the wooden barricades, knocks off a piece of wood. Looks like it probably breaks its neck because it stops flapping and doing things, and then plummets down into the water with a splash. Fool! Flap them! Flap them! Just like a bug! Just like a bug! Next!
Oh, we don't see any cats here, do we?
No, you don't. Like I said, there's this sort of leader-looking kobold down below, and then there are 3 others. One of them appears to have a big shield, and they all have... the other 2 have spears. The one with the shield maybe has a knife or something like that. So they do look armed.
Well, it kind of looks like natural selection's taking its course here.
Yeah. I got no beef with these guys. We could ask them if they know anything about the Quickfoot and see if they'll talk to us.
You're the only one who understands them.
Oh, you don't speak kobold?
I do not speak Kobold Argath, but if you do, we could. I mean,
obviously, there's a chance that they'll be hostile. I only know one.
I
good way
have
to
no
find
desire
out.
to kill kobolds. I'd rather just let them live, but it sounds like they're not doing a very good job of that themselves.
You hear another kobold screech, which is a pretty annoying sound, and take a quick look, and another kobold has popped up out of the upper sewers, and this one seems to be doing much better. It's flapping its little bug wings, and as it starts to stop falling, the others it becomes immediately obvious what's going on, and it's sort of, it doesn't look like it has a whole lot of control. It's bumping into things, and now it's screeching out some words, and Argath can tell it's like, flying! It bumps into something, but it's And the ones down below are starting to cheer, like, yeah, we'll destroy everyone! Flying kobolds, flying kobolds! And they're starting to have a good time down there.
So shall we engage? Shall we try to engage them with discourse rather than with combat, or would you want to just go back and try and find another way?
Oh no, we're going either through them, around them, or just making them flee in fear. That would be my suggestion.
All right, I'll step forward and applaud the flying guy.
Okay, from your alcove where you're at?
Yes.
Okay, there's a look. Ah! They see the humans, and the flying one seems to lose his concentration for a moment, and bumbles off, runs and manages to grab hold of the lip of one of the other sewer pipes, though. And the one down below, humans! Humans!
Nicely done.
The other kobolds.
Nicely done, I say in kobold.
He speaks
Well flown.
Human, you speak the kobold tongue.
Oh, sure.
Are you lizardkin?
No. Don't you speak human? Common?
A little common, a little
See?
common. Filthy language, but yes.
Are you commonkin?
No.
Okay, well then.
Are we to have a game of riddles then?
Well, let's not. Well, maybe. Maybe. Have you seen a cat? An elven cat. A particularly nice-looking elven cat.
No, elven cats taste nasty.
Well, I didn't say did you eat him. I said did you see him? He would have been accompanied by some of those Quickfoot types.
Ah, Quickfoot.
Exactly.
It's on the floor.
Exactly.
Filthy
My thoughts exactly.
human
Oh, I know.
punks. Killing my kin.
Oh,
He
how
hates
rude.
them.
Oh, I know. How rude. So, but if you saw any of them with a cat or knew where we might find some of them so that we can recover our cat from them, well, that would just be so awesome. And by the way, congratulations on your bug flying. Very nicely done.
Meanwhile, all we hear is a bunch of like hissing and
Yeah.
Hey, I'm flying again. Look, I'm flying. Kobold is now zipping around. Oh,
I'm just
boss,
kinda
there's
like
more of
looking
them
at
up there. The leader seems to take a little bit more of a worried look. Wait, there's more humans? How many of there are you? Come out where we can see.
Come on
Okay.
out, guys.
Oh, hi. Oh,
I
nice
try to
flight.
look as intimidating as I can.
I'm like, I'm not a human. I'm an
I
elf.
look harmless.
3 of them.
Yeah, there's
Four,
hardly
boss.
any
Four.
humans at all.
Four. Four. Right. That's what I said. 4 of them.
Hardly even human. I mean, half of us aren't even human.
You're
But
enemies of the
regardless.
Quickfoot, then?
Yes, and we're seeking yes, we are enemies of the Quickfoot and friends of the Elven Cat.
Will you kill them?
Yes.
Especially if they have the Elven Cat.
Very good. Well, then I think we could tell you where they were. So long as you make a solemn vow not to disclose our secret plans.
I didn't even see any secret plans to disclose. did-
Excellent.
Very nice, yeah.
Very good. Yes, there are no flying kobolds here.
Not any. Not any flying kobolds. And congratulations on that, by the way. Very nicely done. But I didn't see it, don't worry.
Thank you. Yes, yes. We didn't tell you anything about the magic mushrooms. Come on down.
Magic? I'm sorry. Those magic mushrooms you didn't mention, they're up there, right? They help you fly?
I didn't say that.
I know you. Would you want me to take a closer look at them so that I would know what I wasn't talking about to anybody else?
I don't
I would
think
hate-
that's what we wouldn't want.
Well, I'm thinking, if I accidentally spoke about, if I knew what they were, it would be a lot easier for me to not talk about them. Otherwise, I might accidentally talk about them and not even know because I don't know what they are.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Next, and bring a mushroom.
All I
And-
hear is
Yeah. You hear some squeaking up above, and another kobold gets booted out. He starts to fall, and the other one that's flying kind of zips down and is like this, look, flap, flap, flap. And he manages to kind of get some control of himself, bumps into a couple things, and then lands down near the others and hands the chief some kind of parcel. It's a nice one. That's pretty good. All right, sure. Well, come on down, come down. We don't have all day.
Right. Is there a safe way down, or are we making dex checks?
Well, you could either just sort of, hop down. It's only about 15 feet, so if you dangled and then pop down, it's
Very
not
good.
particularly dangerous.
All right, very dangling and popping.
Okay.
Offering
sounds good.
assistance if anybody else requires it.
Non sequitur for a split second. It was like, oh no, Jerry's being attacked by a purple worm. No wait.
Hey, there wouldn't be a live video stream if I didn't have a little kitty. Oh, a kitty here. A kidnapped kitty.
cat.
Yeah.
That's
No,
not
no, we're
a
talking.
cat.
We'll save the
That's
kitty.
not the right one.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So you guys get down there. You're gonna approach the kobolds.
Yes,
All right.
I will.
All right. So you stand up. They seem cautious, but not necessarily hostile. The leader of them seems more confident than the others. The other ones kind of fall back into a little bit of a defensive formation. And he holds up this thing. So this is what you do not see.
Very good. Let me take a close look. Let me take a not close look at it. Hold on.
All right.
Is this anything that my herbalism gives me any sort of familiarity with?
Well, you can go ahead and roll. I'll give you an advantage. So.
Okay. I will 2d20. I have a natural 20.
Oh.
And I'll take that.
Let's just say you know a
Nice.
lot about them.
Yeah. Well, you've seen these mushrooms before, although this one looks particularly strange. It's got little kind of warts on it. They're called talathai mushrooms, and they generally grow down in the sewers. And it seems to be the fecal matter and whatnot that makes them grow well. But this one seems to have mutated in some way, and it's got these sort of little purple pustule bump things on it.
Oh, how attractive.
Yeah, generally speaking, as far as you know, these are basically noxious and poisonous mushrooms that would, not kill you outright, but make you awfully sick if you were to eat them.
But
This one,
grows you bug wings.
apparently so. It's not clear to you how that happens, but yeah.
Huh. Well, you know what? I should probably take this with me so that I'm absolutely certain I don't accidentally disclose it to anybody. If anybody asks me about a mushroom, I'll have the reference here I can look at so that I can say, I know nothing about any mushrooms like this one.
All right, he looks at you awfully suspiciously. You're going to need to give me a charisma check. Diplomacy if you have something like that, but otherwise just a charisma check to convince him that this is a good idea.
Yeah, I have I have a +1 charisma modifier, and that's
All
it.
right, that's it. He looks deeply skeptical.
13 + 1 is 14.
14. No, give me a mushroom.
I'll give him the mushroom. It was worth a shot.
All right. Yeah, he looks at you, he's like, this is for kobolds only. It'll make you sick. Maybe
Well,
make you
happy.
dead.
Ooh,
Yes,
ooh,
make
ooh.
you dead if you eat these.
All right, I want to make sure the whole party understands what we've been talking about. I
No
wanna
wings
get
for
them up to date.
humans.
Yeah, hold on just a moment, please. And I make sure the party's up to date on our conversation.
Okay.
How badly do you want this mushroom?
I don't know. He's probably right. It'll probably will kill us.
Okay.
I don't know. But it'd be nice to be able to fly, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds like they're not doing too good a job of flying, though. I wouldn't want to jump off a cliff with these
Have you
wings.
seen? Ask them if you've seen like an elf try one of these mushrooms.
Have you ever seen an elf try one of these mushrooms?
Elf die if you eat mushroom, he says.
That's what I figured.
A perception. I want to know if he's lying or not. Oh wait, I don't understand. It's
You have
missing.
no clue.
He's saying
It's a kobold. Of course it's lying. Are you kidding? You have no idea.
We
I have
might
no
want
idea.
to make a note of where these came from, and maybe we can come back at a later date and explore them in greater detail if we want.
True.
Yeah. It
I
does sound like a
barter
good
for-
idea.
I want to barter for one. I really want a sample.
Okay.
My elf friend here really doesn't want to know about this in greater detail, too. Can she maybe buy one from you? Maybe?
Very valuable, these.
I know.
Name your price.
Shiny shinies?
Probably shinies, yeah. Some sort of gold, I was thinking. I don't
Gold
know.
shinies. Yeah.
How much
With
gold have
stupid
you
fat
had?
man on them?
Absolutely, yes. Very stupid fat.
Those are good. He holds up a little bundle. Looks like a pouch worth. So that's probably like about 400 gold to fill a pouch that size.
400. Well, wow. He wants 400 gold for it. Elf, what do you think?
But he doesn't name it. He just shows you a size.
About.
Yeah.
He's looking for around 400 gold.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I start at 50.
She's offering 100.
Oh. I hold up a pouch.
Nice.
She's offering
Right.
this much.
Small pouch. Small. Too small. Half mushroom?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sample.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, we'll deal.
He slices
I'll
off a piece of mushroom and puts it in a little leather sack that he has and hands it to you.
Very good.
And then holds out his hand.
Yeah, I'll give him 100 gold.
All right. Yeah, he doesn't really count it. He just sort of shakes it and good. Ties it to his waist.
So now we have half of a flying Talathy mushroom. Okay. Nice. I guess we can half-assed fly. So, and speaking of the Quickfoot, where might we go to find them?
You know what? I'm going to cast command on the leader.
Okay.
And just say,
All right.
give.
Okay, and let's see. Well, he'll make a saving throw. All right. So you cast your spell at him, and what are you indicating that he should give?
The mushrooms.
Okay. You say some word to him, and he backs up. He looks a little startled, and he reaches for one of his little potion-y things he has. The other kobolds immediately bristle, and he looks, and he turns to Argath. He says, "Bad magic.
Where?
Make your friends stop."
Oh, yeah. Well, what'd you just do? Didn't work. Do you want to piss them off, or?
No, I was trying to save them from themselves.
Oh, well, it was a good effort. It was a good shot. He sort of sneezed.
You should go now. Go find Quickfoot.
Yes.
I
Which
said-
direction?
Pipe crawl to take you there.
Very good. Thank you.
Pipe crawl. You take them to Quickfoot.
So, but
He
according
motions to Pipe crawl, and Pipe
I
crawl
hate to
comes
be,
over and he whispers something. Yeah.
I hate to be a rules lawyer here,
Oh,
but looking
no,
at the spell of command, they only get a saving throw if they have more than 30 hit points.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, I did not know that.
Yeah.
The problem, however, in addition to that, is he doesn't understand what you're telling him.
That's true. True.
So,
And they may just recognize magic as magic, nonetheless.
well, yeah, he definitely seems to recognize that you were casting a spell,
Yeah.
and you tried to command him, but he did not understand what it was. So, yeah,
Sure.
Well, true of the saving throw, he doesn't know what it is you wanted him to do.
Sure.
It's like,
Well, he
I
wanted
must do squidgamadoo. Like, what am I doing? What is that?
Oh,
Yeah,
I still
he
want to do whatever it
badly
was.
to it.
Sure.
All right. So he indicates the kobold with the shield. He whispers something to him before sending him on his way, and then that kobold stands up to Argath. He says, "All right, ready. You come this way."
Okay. You lead on.
All
You
right.
lead.
So the shield kobold starts following.
I follow third.
All right. The other kobolds, they warily have sort of backed into a defensive position and are watching you go.
Sure. He may not be really taking us where we want to go, guys, so be careful.
Oh, yeah, of course. They're kobolds.
Yes, they are.
Well, if he's going to lead us in a place, at some point I'll want to kind of interrupt him and be like, hey, let me track and make sure that there's still tracks corresponding with the stuff we're looking for. If he's trying to lead us astray, then...
Oh, well, good point. Hey, pipe crawler.
Huh?
Let this elf take a look at the ground for a minute.
What for?
She's looking for tracks.
I'm taking you there.
Nope.
Yes, we're on the right path. With my one.
Oh, looks good. Yeah, okay, never mind. Carry on. Go on, pipe crawler.
I see footprints.
Stupid humans. This way.
Kobold footprints, and an older gentleman's following him.
Actually, the problem is it looks to you like somebody has cleared out a lot of the prints in here. Like they just sort of like scrape the ground with something. Maybe intentionally, maybe not, right? It could just be somebody dragged something through here that just ruined anything and everything. So there's just not
Alright.
much to go on.
Okay. Cleaners.
And you can't really tell what direction the dragging is going. So it could be leading away, it could be leading towards, hard to say. All right. Well, Pipecrawler continues on his journey, and you guys follow him. You wonder if he's going at a pretty good pace. Before you were slowly tracking and looking at things, and now you're just kind of cruising through the sewers. It doesn't take you terribly long, about 5-10 minutes, and he signals to stop. He turns to Argath. He says, "All right, so go up this way, just a little bit. Take first left. You see big door." That is door to Quickfoot hideout.
I relay that to the rest of the group.
Good luck, he says.
All right.
Thank you, Pipe
Starts
Crawler.
heading back the way he came.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, so probably these are the Quickfoot gang. We probably shouldn't just barge in there. I'm not exactly stealthy. I point to my armor. I'm not exactly too quiet. Should we scout ahead? See what's going on?
Yeah, we probably should scout.
Send the ranger.
Send the ranger.
I'll get my bow out to make sure I have, I'm ready in case I need to snipe someone.
Sounds good.
I'll try to creep up there.
Okay, give me a stealth roll. That'd be a dexterity roll.
Oof. 11, and then my dex is a +3.
Okay. So you're making some squelchy sounds as you go along, not being deadly silent, but not being especially loud either. So you follow up this sewer pathway, and then you turn around and you can see this bend that the guy was talking about. And you kind of peek over there, and sure enough, you can see what looks like a big. A lot of the old doors in the sewers are these big metal doors with the kind of seal lock turning handle kind of a things. It's definitely got that. There's a lot more pipes and things in here up on the ceiling and stuff. Never really sure what all that junk is for. But there's a lot more stuff in this area. Also, it doesn't look like there's an easy way to get over towards the door without walking through the water. Probably only about 4 feet across, except that there is kind of a plank strung across from this side over to the other side near where the door is. And there's also some other planks sitting around on the ground nearby.
I'm gonna go ahead
but
and
the other planks are over on the other side. So
okay. I'm gonna go back to the group and just kind of relate what the terrain's like up there.
okay.
Seems like we should be able to get up there without calling too much attention to ourselves, provided we're able to climb up okay.
I wish we had a
Yeah,
way
I
to
think
look for
that's-
traps.
Yeah.
Traps? What are those? Oh,
Well, anybody can look. It's a question of whether you can find them.
Try to spot one. Then. If I do spot, so 19.
is that a wisdom check or an int check?
It's intelligence generally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because keen senses aren't necessarily going to see a trap.
Got it.
20 for just kind of looking around for any
Looking around?
trap-like
Okay,
things.
where are you looking exactly? You're over kind of where you're peeking around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure that it counts as a trap, but the beam that goes across the water to you looks pretty rotten. So that's about as much as you can see.
Alright, so, avoid stepping on the beam there. It looks pretty weak sauce.
How far across is the water?
Let's see, it's about 4 feet.
So we don't need the plank. We could just take a long step and get over that, right?
I'll make noise.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's the banks are kind of slippery and muddy and stuff. So, not muddy, but slimy from moss and that sort of thing. So, it's a little risky to hop across, but not terribly.
If only we had a 10-foot pole.
I almost recommended that we bring one. I was like, every adventure needs a 10-foot pole, but where will I put it?
Josh Hanna in our Twitter feed has been commenting about our lack of 10-foot poles.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't need those.
It's twice now we could use one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I mean...
How deep do we think the water is over there?
It's really murky, so it's hard to tell, but by the slope, you judge that the water gets about 2 feet deep in the middle.
So are you presumably Amanda, you've come back and kind of told us. It was up on a hill, right? Up on like a platform. Was that right?
No. These are just sewer pipes.
Okay.
She goes up ahead, probably about 50 feet or so. Then there's a T kind of intersection. Off to the left is where she reports the door is, but you have to kind of cross over the water to get there.
So my suggestion is we find the most sure-footed of us to take a running leap and then use the boards to get the rest of us across. I'm wearing chainmail, so me taking a running jump, besides being extremely noisy, I'm just not suited for that kind of.
There's also the possibility that we just walk in the 2 feet of water.
No, they'll get our feet
putting
wet.
that out there.
They'll get our feet wet.
Could get an infection that way.
Send the
That's what
ranger.
the cleric's for.
And also, there's not really room for a running start, particularly because the ledges on either side are only about a foot wide or so. And the ceiling is kind of the slope of the thing is kind of curved. So it's pretty much a standing jump.
I can try to scamper across the weak beam if we want.
Yeah.
Worst that happens is I end
on
up in the water.
True. Yeah, you want to give it a shot?
Yep, I'm going to try to scamper across it.
Okay, give me a dex roll, and it's going to be 15 is the target. So kind of challenging.
Alright, I reject the Loth D20 today. It has rolled another one.
Oh dear. Okay, so you quickly flit out. You're trying to step light and fast, and unfortunately, it's also, in addition to being rotten, somewhat slippery with slime, and so your feet just kind of spin. You lose traction, fall face forward, break the beam, crash down into the water shoulder first. And as you hit the bottom of the murky stuff, you get slime all in your face. It's horrible. And then you feel metal teeth slam down into your shoulder. A sharp, jagging pain is some kind of animal trap goes off and clamps onto your shoulder. You guys just see her fall, break through the thing, and splash into the water and thrash around a bit. So,
get it off.
Okay,
let's just say if there was YouTube, you'd
she's
get
got
lots
like
of hits.
a wolf trap or something embedded in her shoulder, and is standing in the chilly muck. The muck is also very slippery, so give me another dexterity roll. This time only a 10.
Alright, 13.
13.
15.
All right. So you manage to keep your feet, but you sort of slide very slowly down the current of the sewer. All right. So what are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna run to her or not run, but move to her and try to grab her so that she stops slipping around.
Okay. Give me a dexterity roll. Difficulty, let's say 13.
My dex is 11, so nope, 5.
Okay, so you trundle in there. You find the footing a bit slippery, and you feel something go off like another trap under the water, but it only nicks your toe. It doesn't get caught on your foot, but you can feel it cut through your boot, your pinky toe or something. But you manage to stumble into Ragnar there. But you're both there. You're still standing up, so you're going to try to remove this trap.
Yes, I have a 16 strength, so I'm gonna...
I think that's sufficient to open the trap. It's not that hard. So, but it is, take some strength. So you're pulling it off because you're standing there, and you manage to get it open.
I'm going to look at the wound.
Well, it was what, 4 points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not fatal, but pretty nasty. How many hit points do you normally have?
13.
13. Yeah. So it's a serious wound. Would get infected.
Yeah, I'll use my second spell slot because I cast command earlier, and use my cure wounds.
Okay, sounds good. Well, one of you gets to roll.
What's your hit? Amanda, you should roll. What's your hit dice?
D10.
So you get a D10 back, is that right?
Yeah, D10 plus your level, as Clark said.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, technically, this is not an Eberron character sheet, so it says I worship the Life Giver. If I cast any of my domain spells, which is the Cure spell here, then I get additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So you would get an additional 2 on top of the roll there.
Or 3, because it's a first level spell, so yeah,
Oh, yeah,
not 3.
right. Yeah.
Well, I think in that case, you can't help but heal 4 hit points, so.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's like I rolled a 7 on the D10 alone.
It's like it never happened. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Quite miraculous.
Do-over.
Feels great.
Thank you.
All right.
No problem.
You both
Not
smell
quite the
terrible.
stealthful entrance I was hoping for.
No, they've certainly heard us. Actually, let's listen. Do we hear like
Yeah,
a whole
I'll
bunch
listen.
of what's that? You know.
Go ahead and give me wisdom rolls. This is definitely a keen perception-y kind of thing.
Natural 20.
Yay.
16.
Yeah.
Your
No,
dice
you don't
are-
actually
think
19.
so. In fact, that big heavy door would probably make it impossible to hear anything that's going on out here, unless they had a secret listening pipe or something. But you hear nothing.
Okay.
Other than the usual trickle of water.
Alright, so we now know the water may have other such traps around it.
And we
Could
know
well.
we know a safe place to wade through because you've already triggered the traps there.
That's true.
True.
And you could probably from here wade up to the other side.
Yeah,
Alright.
wait up to their
If-
side to get a board, get some non-rotten boards and set them across.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that.
I'll
You
wait.
plank them over. There's now a nice, fairly sturdy-looking plank going across.
Nice.
They probably, came across and then took the boards up with them and left
Probably.
that behind as
An enticement.
Yeah.
It would appear one of the traps was directly under it, so
Hmm.
placed strategically. All right. Well, you managed to get to the other side. Only 2 of you are filthy.
Yay!
And
It's natural.
yeah, and Ragnar can definitely see that. This appears to be the center of traffic. A lot of people have come by here, also dragging a lot of crates and barrels and things like that. Obviously, that they bring stuff here.
Ill-gotten goods. So I guess
So there's
Kobolds
this-
telling the truth seems like, a place where they're at least like loading stuff to and from.
So there's a big metal door. It's pretty rusty looking, and it's got this big wheel on it. Metal wheel that you could turn, and so there's a lot of sort of pipes and things around here attached to it, and that sort of thing.
This is probably going to make noise.
Probably going to be trapped. Oh well.
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know. This may be some D&D Next feedback, but I should probably take 2 minutes and relearn my spells.
Short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Just
don't, you
says-
don't get to cast more spells. You would
Oh,
be
yeah?
picking what spells you have for the day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Very
Okay.
good.
Never mind then. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll ready an action. If there is someone that comes through that door, I'll take my little hand crossbow and plunk them.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say the idea
Got
with the
my mace.
spells, how you can ready them, is at the beginning of the day you could not select, right? And so you wouldn't have the spells,
Right.
but then later as you encounter something, you could then
Right, that
spend
makes
some
sense.
time to get the spell you want.
For some reason, I read that as like at-will spells rather than
Yeah,
say,
no,
per day.
not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. What did you say that you wanted to do there, Esperanto?
When the door opens, I am going
Uh-huh.
to shoot anything that comes through it with my
Okay.
crossbow, my hand crossbow.
Sounds good. All right, you got yourself in a position. You got to be at a little bit of an angle, but yeah, you got your crossbow ready. Okay.
I just wanted to say that I noticed I've got a mace here. This is kind of close to my little minifig. Maybe we'll make this guy Mokdo.
Nice.
I can
Sounds
get him
good.
in focus. But
Yeah.
maybe not.
Sweet.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
The joys of autofocus. Oh, you can actually control your focus. Sneaky.
Well, whatever. I could do it, but it's going to be too much work. Anyway, it's a figure, and he's got a mace, and he's awesome.
Dun.
I painted it myself. Yeah.
Very nice.
So.
I
Oh,
actually
cool.
have an elven ranger over there somewhere.
Oh, right.
I have a Mickey Mouse telephone. No.
It's not old enough.
Okay. That's mean.
Oh,
All right, fine.
All right.
I go, thus spurned by my compatriots,
Uh-huh.
head to the door.
Okay. You're at the door.
Does the wheel turn?
It does.
I'll try to do so in a way that is hopefully nonchalant and quiet.
Okay. It's not as noisy as you might actually expect. It appears somebody keeps it fairly well lubricated. It squeaks just a little bit, but it's not super loud. So you turn the wheel, turn, and you hear a click. It sounds like a satisfying opening click. But then you also hear a little kind of a venti noise, and acid comes spraying out of a couple nozzles up above the door.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
I'm standing far, so I'm fine.
And you take 6 points of damage as it burns your skin and sears your eyes. You are temporarily blinded.
Oh no!
You give me a reflex check. That would be a dexterity check. DC on this will be 14.
Okay, I don't have any pluses that I am aware of here. And I roll a 5.
5. All right, well, you naturally back away from the acid because you don't want to just stand there and be showered with the stuff, right?
And who would?
But, of course, that brings you very close to the lip to which you slip on and splash down into the water. And
level
fall
one.
into one of the traps, which you
Nice.
feel spring onto your thigh for 6 points of damage.
Oh, that puts me below 0.
All right.
Ooh.
So he falls down into the water. You hear a vicious snap of one of the traps, gets him. He briefly crumples and then seems to pass out in shock and starts to float down the stream.
Aw, we're the worst party.
The acid dies out and just dribbles a little bit.
To think I was going to play the rogue instead of the ranger.
So what are you going to do?
Try.
I could do a positive energy burst. Channel my divinity.
Okay. All right. You do that.
It's 2d10 hit points.
All right.
So
I'll shake my head and go,
Okay.
I knew I should have let the ranger go first.
all right, 14.
Oh, very good.
14. Okay, so you get healed for 14 points as you're floating down the river. That feels awfully good. You come to, you're lying sort of back in the sludge. You do have this sort of trap attached to your leg, but it doesn't feel all that painful, just kind of a light pressure. And you're sailing down, and you can see, and your skin doesn't feel burnt anymore. It's quite miraculous. Ragnar, what are you up to?
Face palming.
Okay, face palming. All right, so around passes.
So the acid has gone away. Does it seem like the door was open even though that happened, or was it still need to
it
be?
didn't swing open or anything. You're not sure. So it's hard to tell at this point. It's still closed, but whether or not it could be opened, you don't know.
I'm going to recommend that we all step back. If somebody's going to mess with this door, then we shouldn't have everyone crowded around it. It seems like they have taken precautions.
So, Argath, you're floating down the sewer stream. What do you want to do?
I'd like to take some action to prevent any further floating and scramble out of the stream.
Okay, so you crawl up onto the edge. Give me a dex roll. DC 10 this time.
And let's see, I get no dex advantages, and I roll a 14.
Okay. You managed to scramble your way out. Yeah, you've got this sort of,
Probably should
trap
remove the
attached to your
trap.
thigh.
Yeah, I
Okay.
should probably take that off.
Pull that off. And like I said, it's kind of miraculous. It was still dug in there, but it didn't really hurt all that much anymore.
It's,
You
you know
pull
what? I
that
might
thing
just.
off.
I'm going to keep the trap. This might come in
Okay.
handy sometime.
All right. Yeah, you said it. Now, it does appear to have a little bit of a hair trigger, so if you're going to carry it around, you have to carry it not set.
Correct.
But
Yes.
yeah, okay, sounds
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I'm going to carry that trap on my back.
Here, let me put it around my neck like a necklace.
will display my courage.
So this is a a steel wolf trap.
Yep.
Okay. Very good.
A rusty and stinky one, but yes.
Right. Well,
Alrighty.
the best kind. The best kind.
Yeah, well, you want a little tetanus on there if you're
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
get to it right. Okay, well, there's a door that apparently is
Alright.
trapped in some way.
All right, I'm going to recommend people shuffle back over the boards that we had set, because we set those up. And I'm going to continue trying to open the door, but I'm going to open it as in a kick it open style, as opposed to like stepping through it.
Okay. All right, you give it a healthy boot. Boom. And indeed, it's a heavy door, but it does appear to push inward and as it pushes open, but you do hear there's a little bit of a click and then a dang, 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 some kind of alarm sound that goes off as you push the door open. No more acid sprays out or anything, but there is a loud klaxon that goes off for a few moments. And as you push open the door, you're looking into what looks like a large chamber, not a sewer pipe or anything, but some kind of room that somebody built down here in the sewers. And it's got lots of boxes in it, crates, barrels, boxes, things like that, kind of stacked up haphazardly around the room, such that, there's a pretty wide channels that you could move between them, but they do obscure your vision to some degree. And, because you're just looking through a doorway, you don't get to see too much more than that.
All right.
That's what you see, and a large sound goes off. Dang, dang, dang.
Yeah,
dang,
unfortunately,
and then it dies off.
We better hope
they're
there's
gonna
not
know
too
that
many
we're
of them
coming.
around. Maybe we should back off and try to...
Wait for them to come out?
Yeah, let's wait for them to come out.
Let's set the trap.
Remember, set the
Actually,
trap.
that's not a bad idea. Yeah, let's actually make a bolt back, take those boards with us,
Yeah.
set the trap in the water, see how they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're picking up, you're hopping back across the other side, and you're taking up the boards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you'll have to grab some more of the wood because, like I said, they had a fair number of boards over there. Look, so they could move these crates. and
Okay,
things across
we'll
the
all
water,
grab
but-
some.
Okay. All right. You grab some boards. You hop across quickly, and then you're gonna pick up the ones on the other side.
Yes.
Okay. So far,
Yep.
nobody has come out of that door, and then you're gonna scoot back around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You do that. You're back around the corner. What do you want to do there?
I'm going to draw my bow and wait and see if I hear anybody coming. Can I make a listen?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's see what we get.
Anybody else gonna do something over there in the ambushy?
I wanna
There's
make
not
sure
much I can do other...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, there's not too much I can do to prepare other than I have my mace and stuff, so I'm kind of ready for battle, but I'm also kind of crouched down a little bit.
Okay.
So I want to make sure nobody's coming up from the other side.
Okay.
Right, so-
Around behind you. Okay.
Right.
13, listen.
Okay. You do hear some echoey sounds like footsteps, people running around, some voices, but it's a little hard to make out exactly what they're saying. Behind you, let's see, give me a perception check there, Argath.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
And I don't have any. Yay!
Hooray.
I roll a 15 plus nothing at all.
Oh, okay. Well, down at the very end of the corridor, or at the end of the sewer, because down at the end of that one, there's a ladder going up or something. You think you see maybe that kobold, because you see the big kind of round shape down there. So it might be the kobold that led you here. And he's down at kind of the end of the corridor. Appears to be
Oh,
just
he's watching us, is
hunkered
he?
down.
Okay.
It would appear that way.
All right.
Okay. But he's a ways off. That would be, just kind of on the very edge of your vision down there.
Make sure to let the party know.
Okay, so you guys are waiting. Some time ticks by. The stream flows. So far, nothing. How long are you prepared to wait?
I would say an hour, maybe 30 minutes for me.
Yeah, 30
Well,
minutes
I mean-
seems about right.
Surely at some point they're going to respond to the klaxons going off.
Yeah, it's like I'm waiting to, it's like, do we hear somebody, swinging a door close? I'm listening to see if they start resetting traps.
Okay. Give me another listen check, Ragnar.
Sure. Intelligence? Or no, that's wisdom.
This is wisdom, yeah.
20.
20.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Yeah, all right. Sounds good. You think you maybe hear a little bit of splashing, but it's hard to judge. It could just be, something. It could. You're not really certain,
All right.
but it's possible.
If I
there
hear something
anything-
splashing, then I want to poke my head around the corner and shoot an arrow. Even if there's nothing there, I'm going to shoot at.
Okay, sounds good. Taking kind of a quick shot there. All
Yep.
right, you poke around and you see what looks like a human in some kind of leather armor just crawling up out of the other side of the water. You take a shot. So go ahead and roll to hit.
All right. So longbows +4.
Wow.
Ooh, horrible shot, though. 9.
All right. Your arrow goes off to the side, clanks against one of the walls. He looks startled. He scrambles up out of the water and gets up, kind of pins himself up against the wall over there. Do you pop back around after you take your shot? Or do you stand there?
No, I think I'm going to take the shot and then pull back.
Okay, so you take your shot, you pull back, and so you're not sure exactly where he's at now. And you're back there. So what are you doing?
Well,
anybody else, like, you see me do this? Does anybody else react or?
Oh, Geoff. I poke Grandpa and say, make some kobold noise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I yell like a kobold.
Right, good call.
I yell, hey, kobold, how you doing? I say in kobold. Ooh,
Okay.
sorry about that arrow. I say that in kobold.
What? Says the kobold down at the end of the corridor. You didn't shoot an arrow at me.
How are you, pipe crawler? Anything? All right. Anything coming from the other side? Good.
Did you find the traps?
Well, not all of them. Many of them, though, one at a time.
Keep trying. Okay. Nothing appears to be happening. It's fairly quiet over there. Let's see. You make another listen check if you like.
I mean, let's
All right.
be honest. At this point, we're gonna have to go through that door, even though we've announced our presence, unless we go all the way out of the sewer and try to find an alternate entrance.
That'd come back a whole nother day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, now,
What'd you get on your listen check?
12?
12. Okay. After a couple minutes, there is some more splashing.
Oh, he's back in the water.
Back in the water. Is it coming back? Is he coming towards us or away from us?
I don't know if I can tell.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is the sound generally getting louder or quieter?
That was a lot louder splash than before. The first one, you weren't even sure. It was like just a swish in the water. But this was more like somebody splashed tromping through the water.
He could be running for help. So I'm going to try to snipe him again.
Okay. You pop back around the corner. There's a rogue, like, right there. He was, like, right up at the corner, and he stabs at you with his dagger as you pop around to shoot.
Can we see him where we are?
Yeah, he's going to roll a 22, so I think he hits you.
Oh, yeah.
So you take 6 points of damage. He stabs you.
My
You
kidney.
see, the splashing is another rogue who is coming across. This guy carrying a bow, and he's right in the middle. It would be... You can shoot either one of them, whichever one you want. It's a little harder to shoot the guy that's right around the corner stabbing you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the distance guy because that was kind of where I was aiming anyway. It was kind of out to the water, so I don't know that I would want to change my attack.
Go ahead and make a regular attack roll then.
All right. 22.
All right, that's a hit. Roll for damage.
All right, so longbow. Use D8 plus 3 piercing damage. Ooh, 8.
All
So
right,
12.
You stick him right in the neck. It goes right clear through. He just looks stunned for a moment and falls down into the water. You hear a snap, quack, as one of the traps goes off.
Nice.
Found another one, pipe
Who
crawler.
says we need a rogue?
But there is a guy who just stabbed you in the chest right next to you. So we're going to roll for initiative.
Everyone?
So it's, yeah, D20 plus your dexterity modifier, unless you got some other bonus of some kind.
17.
Natural 20 plus 3.
Ooh.
12.
Okay.
7.
7. Okay. All right. So in the new round, Ragnar gets to go first.
Oh, okay.
You're quick on your feet.
I'm going to try to back up a little bit from this guy so I can try to get another arrow shot off because he's like right in my face. So I'm
Yeah,
not
well,
gonna
you guys
wanna
are,
stay
you
there.
know, if you imagine a corner, each of you is standing on the opposite side of the corner, right?
Mhm.
So if you back up, you can't see him. You'd have to you have to come around the corner and face him straight on to shoot an arrow.
So how does close quarters ranged combat work in 5th edition?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just going to say for the sake of argument that you can do it. It's just, a little bit on the dangerous side. You're not well defended. But
All right, so I'll try that then. I try to shank him in the face with another 22.
okay, shunk. You pull it back and shoot. Go ahead and roll for damage.
All right. 4 and 7 points.
All right. Yeah, you're really quick with the bow, so before he manages to get the dagger and try to knock it out of the way or something, boom, you just shoot him straight in the face, right, in the nasal cavity or something. He looks stunned and just drops like a wet sack. Drops his dagger on the ground.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't pick a fight with Ragnar.
Our ranger's awesome.
That's why my charisma is an 8.
People like me until I kill them, and then they don't.
These guys didn't even really get to cry out or anything. Their deaths were very, very quick. So, yeah, he goes down. You don't see...
I put 2 notches in my bow. You see, like, there's little notches along and, like, the next arrowhead.
Okay. Now, do you stay there, or do you pop back around the corner?
I'm going to peek around the corner and see if there's more of them over there. Because those are the first 2 I saw. That doesn't mean there's not some more behind them.
They're the only ones you see, because you got a good view of that corridor. They're the only ones you see in the corridor. The door's still open. You don't see anybody in the doorway, so you don't see anybody in here at the moment.
Okay, now's our chance, guys.
Yeah.
Right, indeed. It's not going to get any less conspicuous.
Send the ranger first. She's awesome.
Yeah, right.
So there's the channel of water is still there, right? You either have to slug through or put your boards back down.
Can we
Let's bring
walk
some
over
of
the
boards
dead
back.
guy?
Well, he's
See if he's
floating
still
down,
down.
and as he floats down, another trap goes off. Snap.
Let's put a couple boards back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you take a moment to do that. As you're doing that, I'm gonna say, I'm guessing, like, who's putting the boards down?
I'll do that.
Maybe me. Or actually, you're in front, so who was next in line?
I'll help.
Okay, so everybody but Ragnar, right? I assume you're keeping an eye out?
Yeah, I've got the bow drawn. Like, who's next?
Okay, you see a guy show up, another human-looking rogue show up in the doorway.
Oh.
You have the drop on him if you want to shoot him. Okay,
Yep.
so go ahead. The others are all busy moving the boards down, so go ahead and roll to hit.
All right. 18.
Yep, that's definitely a hit. Roll for damage.
Rolling well. 9 points.
All right, you hit him in the chest.
Dang.
He goes down. There's 4 of them. Oh,
You're a
Ugh.
funny
Oh,
These
ninja.
are
down.
friends.
You're just a ninja today. You're just.
Like I said, Legolas style.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, lethal shots with the bow.
Only if I'm rolling well.
So he goes down. You guys get the boards down. You hear some shouting from inside. All right, defensive positions. They're gonna come through the door. Find that goddamn cat.
Alright, I'm going to, unless anybody objects, I want to throw a fog down in that doorway so we can try to run through it.
That is an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to cast a shield spell on myself while she's doing that.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll do the
Prepared?
same.
All right, you cast a shield spell as well. Glimmering energy surrounds you.
Yep, so it's a 20-foot radius cloud of fog, and it can be within 100 feet of me, and it lasts for a minute, or unless somebody breaks my concentration, or unless a big gust of wind comes through.
Okay, wisps of fog creep up from the very stones, obscuring the doorway. Only a shadowy outline.
Good thinking. All right, well, I'm not going first. I'm just saying that right now.
I'm willing to go first. Like, we'll let you guys know that I'm gonna, motion. I'm going ahead, and I'm gonna basically try to. I'm not tumbling, but I'm like scampering through the door to try to take cover in some of the boxes.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, you move in through the boxes. You find a position. You hear somebody shouting, "There's some kind of a fog there. I can't see anything. Keep your eyes trained. Watch it. Watch the edges." So you come in. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of boxes in here that you can take cover behind. So you find some boxes where you've got some pretty good cover. And also, it looks like you could get, to such a position as they're probably not sure exactly where you're at, right? Because
Yeah,
you
that's
come out
what
of
I
the
want.
fog and then you're behind some boxes. So anybody else coming in?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. We need to fight.
Yeah,
read
we're going in. We're going in.
I just read the shield description and we did it wrong. You don't cast it. You don't cast it first. It's a reaction now.
Actually, yeah, you want to cast Mage Armor, which gives you for 1 hour. It'll give you an AC of 12 plus your Dexterity modifier.
Well, you do that then, but I didn't bring it because I thought I had shield and didn't know it worked so differently.
All right.
I have something else.
Okay.
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 Alrighty, so who's going in next?
I will go in with my spear.
Okay. Alright, you come in. Are you similarly looking for boxes to hide behind or charging
Yes,
for?
please. No,
Okay.
Yes.
You find some boxes and you hunker down behind them. Who's next?
Me. I will also look for cover.
Okay. You find some cover. And last but not least?
Yeah.
Okay. Also getting cover? Okay, so you guys are all in the room. You can see the room. It's kind of a 2-level room. Like, it's about 2 stories high. And there's a lot of boxes around here and there. And it's hard to tell if there's another exit out of the room or what. It's kind of a maze of crates and junk in here. And just some, piles of scraps and other things as well. So it's quite a jumbly crowd of stuff. And it's pretty quiet in here at the moment. Nobody's talking. So who wants to do what?
The guy that was yelling orders, do I have a sense of where I think that came from?
Yeah, generally speaking, you might say more towards the center back of the room. I mean, you have a general idea of where he's at, yeah.
How big is this room?
I would say your guess, because like I said, there's a bunch of junk in here.
Yeah, right.
It's probably about 80 feet on a side or so.
So a pretty big room then. Huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah, it's like a small warehouse.
Okay.
Can I try to cautiously spot for the direction on where I heard voices last? See if I see anybody
Sure.
that I can take a shot at?
Yep, you have to peek your head out. So do 2 things. First, give me a stealth check to see how sneaky you are.
Is that just Dex?
That's Dex, yeah.
Alright. Oops, looking at Dex, not Wisdom. 22?
Okay, that's quite sneaky. And now give me your perception roll, and you get to use your enhanced senses.
Ugh, 2d20s didn't even help me. 8... 13.
13. All right, you look out there, and you look around, and you do not see him anywhere. There's a lot of junk, right? Boxes, crates, things like that. Could be anywhere in here. You're scanning around, you don't immediately see him. Anybody else doing anything?
Is there can I climb up on top, cautiously climb on top of a pile of junk and look over the top of it instead of around the side?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just need to give me a climb roll. That's going to be a strength-based roll.
And I have climb as a skill.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be pretty easy for you then. I'll give you the difficulty will be 10.
Well, I rolled a 6, but I'm +2 because of my strength. I don't know
Right, and then you get the
plus
+3 skill bonus, so that'll be 11.
All right.
So yeah, okay. You climbing up. It's a little rickety is the only problem. Like the crates, not all of them are full of stuff. So it rattles around a little bit. Give me a stealth roll to see how surreptitious you are. Probably not terribly, but
A 9.
a 9. So not very. You're making some noise as you're climbing up the boxes.
Okay.
Okay, so you're doing that. Anybody else?
You're trying
doing
to find a perch spot, aren't you?
Yes.
You filthy exploiter.
Hey, that's cheating. Oh, wait.
How about you, Mockduck?
Well, I mean, I have a mace, and the only ranged weapon is my lance, or my spell, but I really want a target for that. So, I guess I'm just mostly staying put. If there's an opportunity, we could try to bargain with them. I mean, I know we just killed 3 of them, but we do have a sack of gold with us.
Oh,
We
good.
could
Okay.
see. We could at least use that to maybe lure them out.
Yeah, killing people can be a good bargaining tactic sometimes.
Right. You said you wanted 10,000. How about a couple hundred? You all live. So, yeah, I guess.
You gonna call out?
Yeah, I'm going to call out. We're here for the cat.
All right. You hear a voice call back. Yeah. Okay.
Where's that voice?
Bring the
Yeah,
money.
listen check. I'm going to do a
Listen.
listen check.
Right. Yeah. That'll definitely give you guys an opportunity to roll again.
So, that would be a 21 for me.
Okay, that's pretty good. Definitely
17
coming
for
from the
me.
center of the room. Yeah, you guys. There's a big pile of boxes in the middle, big enough that people could get up on top of pretty easily. And it looks like they've arranged some junk to be kind of like battlements, you might say. Like stuff that you can kind of take cover behind. So you think that's where they are. They're up there. You don't And I think you can. Yeah, you're listening, so you know you guys know that that's where there are. Ragnar didn't. You don't see them up there, but you're pretty sure that's where they are.
I kind of point towards that pile over there. Hopefully, my friends can see where I'm pointing.
Oh, well, are you sure? You have to. Yeah. Okay. Well, I get the impression you weren't looking as much as listening, right?
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay.
Never mind.
No, I mean, if you want to point, you can. I just want to know if you're visible or not.
Oh, okay. Well, is there someone who is visible from my line of shot where I am?
Yeah, you can. Let's say that you can see Ragnar. That Mokdok and Esperanto, or Esperanto and Ragnar on one side, and Mokdok and Argoth on the other.
All right. I'll indicate to Ragnar where I think they are by pointing in that direction.
All right, I'll try to spot that way, see if I see anybody with a carelessly placed arm or neck or something.
Well, you made a roll. Well, you didn't see anybody yet, but okay. So at this point, Argath is just getting up to the top of his boxes, and they shake a little bit, but you're up there. Argath, give me a spot check.
9.
9. All right. Well, you don't see where they are until one of them shoots a crossbow at you. But then you do see him. And he's up on that battlement of boxes, lying down. Takes a shot. It goes wide, so it does not hit. Hits the pile of boxes that you were on. But now you definitely see that guy.
Color spray.
Okay, well, he kind of got a surprise shot at you, so I'm going to go in initiative order.
Fair enough.
So we're going to start with Ragnar again.
At this point, I can or can't see anybody?
You do not see anybody right now, but you do see that crossbow go off. It looks like the guy who shot it is behind some junk from your vantage point. You can't really see him.
All right, then I'm going to try to quietly shuffle my way through the maze of boxes to get in a better vantage point towards these guys.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
All right. 15?
Okay, sounds good. You're creeping through boxes. That'll bring us to Argath with the color spray. Okay.
Right, and it's a 15-foot cone, so I'm hoping I'm going to get more than just the guy I can see in it.
Well, like I say, it's a pretty big room. Is it a 15-foot cone from you?
Wide. Oh, wait a minute. That's a good point. Let me see what it
Yeah,
says.
because if it's only 15-foot range, then it's not going to reach over there.
Oh, no, you're right. Nope. It's 15 feet from me. I'm out of range, aren't I?
Yeah. No, he's at least about 30 feet off. Because they're kind of in the middle of the room. You're near the entrance.
Yeah, that's not very helpful.
We don't even know how many numbers there are there. We just know there's at least a couple.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to try and work my way closer. Can I do that and still have cover?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to have cover from that central platform, it's pretty easy to do it. Unless you want to get really close. When you get close to the platform, it's a little harder to do that. But to their box tower. Okay, sounds good. So you get back into cover and you get closer. Let's say you're now about 20 feet away, and that's about as close as you can get without exposing yourself.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to bring us to Mokdok.
How far away am I now then from Argath and Ragnar?
Probably like 20, 25 feet. You can, movement is such that you can go almost anywhere in the room and around if you just want to move. But
so I'm going
you can
to
move
try
over to them and still do something.
Right. Well, I'm just going to try to head it into their direction. I can't exactly stay stealthy in chainmail, unless I get really, really lucky. But I can at least try to get closer to the scene, to the action, so that during a combat maneuver I could at least maybe run up or whatever,
Okay.
Do a double
sounds
movement.
Good.
So.
Okay, so you're going to stay in cover and move up behind them?
Right.
All right, sounds good. You do that. Although Ragnar has gone creeping off through the boxes, but
yeah, I guess you're right. More closer to Argath then, because I hear where the noise of him climbing up is. So I just gotta, I know that they're still alive. So I'm basically just gotta, kind of, we're all moving forward, right? So they're boom, boom, and I'm just kind of coming up behind them. So
okay, sounds good.
Yep.
You hear the reloading of a crossbow, the kind of ka-chank click. Somebody puts a crossbow back into position. You hear the guy call out, "So did you bring the money or what?"
We have some money, yes.
All right. You prepared to part with it?
Oh, come out of hiding and let's discuss it.
Oh, sure. Why don't you come out of hiding first, and we'll talk about it. All right, Ragnar, you're up
Well,
against
we have, how much do we have? We have 250 gold each, right? Except that we already spent some of it on the potions and that, so we spent about 400, probably 450 of the 1,000 at this point. So, assuming we're being egalitarian about it, let's say we have about 600 divided by 4 people, so about whatever,
Not much compared to the 10K.
No. But I can make the sound of the bag chinking.
Okay. All right. You make some chinking sounds. Ragnar, what do you want to do?
All right. So do I have a vantage point yet on? I'm trying to get towards the crossbow guy because he's the one I'm most certain of where he was.
Well, you think, the only people you know about are up on that kind of big pile of boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about 10 feet tall, and it's got a bunch of extra junk up there for cover.
Mm-hmm.
So you think so you're creeping up there? All right. Well, you can easily get up to the thing. Like I said, if you want to approach directly the thing, then you come out in the open. If you want to kind of take a cover position and then watch it, then you could do that.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to radius out around the sides of it, or as close to the sides as I can get. Because for them to do any shots, they're going to have to come out from the sides too. And I basically want to wait for somebody to poke their head around so I can shank them.
All right. So you're flanking their tower, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another spot check, and let's see if you can spot anybody up there.
So we got 19, 25.
Oh, hey, that's perfect. Yeah, you come around, and indeed, you see a guy lying there with a crossbow. He's not looking in your direction. He's looking kind of up, off to the side. So you're in a spot where you can't see him. You want to take a shot?
Yep.
He does have a bit of cover because he's lying down, but you can definitely see him.
That's fine.
Okay. Go for it.
What I want to do is take a shot at him, and after I take my shot, I know I'm going to have to change my position.
Okay.
So 13, 17.
17. You hit. Roll for damage.
All right. 4, 7.
All right. Yeah, you get him right in the gut, and coming around the side. Drops his crossbow and appears to slump to the ground, either dead or dying, one of the two.
And I'll want to retreat out from that.
All right.
Creeping back out if you want me to do another stealth.
Well, yeah, because you moved over into a flanking position, then shot. So technically, you're kind of done, but you have cover,
That's fine.
So you're pretty well protected.
All right, then I'll just stay down.
Okay, Argath is next.
So when do I get to go?
Did you not get to go?
No, I go last.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I got out of order somehow. So, yeah, go ahead and take your turn.
Okay, thank you. Can I see anybody from my position?
No.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to move around and try to flank. I'll take a full round until I can see someone.
Okay, if that, you can try to move around behind it if you like.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, you get around to the behind you, dodging between the boxes, and give me a perception check.
Sure. Is that wisdom based?
Yeah, this would be a wisdom.
Okay, so I have advantage with that.
Oh, very good.
So.
You have the keen senses as well.
Yeah. I have a 19.
19, that's pretty good. You do see, a few things. One, you see an exit out of this room, a set of doors in the back that are open that leads into a hallway. Two, you can definitely see that they've, on the back of the big box thing, they've set up some kind of a, not stairs, but a series of boxes. It's pretty easy to run up the backside of their castle tower thing. And three, you see a cat sitting up on top of a box that looks awfully like the cat you're looking for, that appears to be watching the mayhem unfold.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so background, we did Ragnar. Argath, you're next. So you've crept around to yet the other side of the thing. So you've pretty much got this box surrounded at this point. Or their defensive position, as we call it. So what do you want to do?
Mute button, for starters. I'd like to take advantage of the distraction caused by our ranger, who just never misses, and see if I can pop up and find and approach and pop up and get a spell off. And I need to get within 15 feet on this spell.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's some boxes you can kind of half get up on, so go ahead and try that.
Okay.
And then give me a spot check and see if you see this guy.
Okay. 5.
5.
Yeah.
You don't spot him before he shoots at you.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. My shield will go off in reaction, I think, is how this turns out to work.
it does. Okay, so the shield goes off. What is it? What is the effect of it?
Puts me under half cover for a full turn.
Ah, very nice. Okay, so that gives him a pretty significant penalty hit. What's your armor class?
10.
10. Oh, dear. Well, yeah. So you have some cover, but due to your rather flimsy garments, you do get hit for 5 points of damage.
Very good.
So a crossbow bolt sticks in your leg. Shunk. You take it, but now you can definitely see where the guy is, and you can throw your spell.
Color spray. And like I say, it's a cone, so hopefully if there's anybody else, I'll get them too.
Okay, sounds good. What are the effects?
My spell DC is a 14, and anybody affected first has to make a save or not.
Okay, is it a will save?
Let's see, does it say?
Or wisdom?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
It just says...
What's the effect?
You have to decide for everybody who fails whether they're hit by red, blue, or yellow beams.
I decide or you decide?
It doesn't specify.
Okay. It's playtesting after all.
Right. Let's see. If it's blue, their speed is halved and they have a disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks. If it's yellow, they're frightened and they must move as far away as they can. If it's red, they randomly attack the nearest target.
All right, blue, yellow, red. Got it. And I'll roll for the first guy who's directly in your line of sight.
It's an illusion if that helps you figure out what kind of saving throw to make.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely thinking wisdom then.
Okay.
And okay. Sounds good. So you cast a spell. The guy with the crossbow that you can see doesn't seem very affected, but you hear somebody call out, and they're like, maybe we should give them what they want. Yeah, sure. Take the cat, whatever you want. And then next up would be Mock Duck.
All right, so am I within the ability to get into melee range of any of
You have to try to climb up the boxes because they're up on top of about 10 feet worth of crates.
all of them are?
Yeah, apparently so. The only people that you're aware of.
Well, that I'm aware of, huh? So
That's a big room.
Right. I mean, I can try to. Yeah, I guess I can try to climb up the box. It's just like a dex check.
Strength check.
Strength check. Oh, okay. So I rolled a 16, and my strength is a 16. So.
Okay, so you get a +3, so that's 19. That's pretty good. All right, so you run up there and take a kind of a jump and clamber up the boxes. You're up on top. You see one kind of big, relatively rotund guy, but dressed very nicely, who has a pair of swords, and it looks like he's in the process of like standing up, and he looks scared and panicked. And then there's another guy lying on the ground who has a crossbow, stares up, looks startled, and then a third guy who's dead. So you can go ahead and take an action since you got up there.
Well, yeah, okay. I'll use my my lance. What's the name of that? My
Light beam.
yeah, my light beam.
The laser.
Okay.
Lance of faith. My lance of faith.
Do you want to go for the panicked guy or the other
Yes,
guy?
the panicked guy.
Okay, go for it.
I want to get that guy out of the way if I can. Let me lance of faith. I suppose I should probably look up the spell.
Yeah, as I recall, you rolled a hit, and it's
It's 1d8
D20 plus
radiant.
wisdom.
Yeah, someone mentioned. I'm wondering if so there is a 2-hit roller.
Yeah,
Presumably.
there's a hit roll on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we get. No, probably not 8.
Yeah, not
So
good
even
enough.
with bonuses, probably not enough. So.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, and you just basically miss. You aim it, boom, a beam of light shoots out, but misses, hits the box. Somewhere.
Actually, it says choose a creature you can see within 50 feet. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Or
okay.
take 1 to 8 radiant damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your DC then?
I
He
don't know.
rolls very well, so he made his saving throw.
Okay. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, so he dodges out of the way, panically. Meanwhile, that brings us to them. Right, so he gets up, keeps a hold of his swords, sees you, terrified, runs down the back of the boxes very nimbly for kind of a rotund fellow. He gets along pretty well and heads towards the exit of the room out the back, which means he passes over by Esperanto.
Oh, hello.
The other guy
What?
turns over and drops his crossbow, pulls out a dagger, and tries to stab you with it there, Mock Duck. And yeah, he rolls like a 9. So he stumbles over some boxes, he stabs at you, but doesn't even really come all that close. Which brings us to Esperanto.
Oh, hey. So there's this guy who's passing by me, correct?
Right, yeah, he's running past your position. He looks like he's headed for that hallway.
I'll magic missile him.
Okay, sounds good. Roll for damage.
Let's see. Oh, I have to look up the rules. Does anyone... Hold on.
Hold on, let me see if I have it.
I have the the D&D next spell chart in front of me here. I figured it'd come in handy.
There it is. Magic missile.
Yeah.
3 darts.
Okay.
Each one a D4 plus 2 from each dart that targets.
Okay. So that's 2.
So 3D4 plus 6.
No, that's really good.
4. 7. So plus 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6 is 13.
Wow, okay, well, those slam into him as he runs by. And, you see kind of spurts of blood as these things smash into his side. But he seems to take it, and staggers a little bit, but he keeps moving, and he goes in through through the open doors.
A motivated fleer, we call him.
Yeah, that's going to bring us to Ragnar. And you can now see easily the rogue standing up on top of the boxes, engaged in combat with Mock Duck.
Okay, I'll try to take a shot at him.
Okay.
16.
That's a hit.
Alright. 7 damage.
All right. You strike him in the chest, and he gurgles a little bit as he's got an arrow, goes down on his knees, and falls down against one of the boxes. He doesn't look dead yet, but he looks to be pretty well out of the fight. That's going to bring us to Argath.
Can I see the fleeing heavyset dude?
No, you can see what direction he went, so you could chase after him.
Okay, and did I at any point see the cat?
Give me a perception roll. You haven't seen it yet, but
17 plus 0.
no.
Okay, well
Okay.
then I'm gonna start walking towards the back, towards where I heard this guy fleeing.
Okay, casually or with?
Carefully, spear out, and I'm trying to find the cat.
Okay, sounds good. And you're keeping an eye out for the cat.
Yeah.
Cool. That's going to be Mock Duck.
All right, so I've got the guy that's doing hand to hand with the crossbow essentially near me, right?
Well,
So I can just
he got shot with an arrow, so he is now sitting down with an arrow in his lungs, gasping for breath.
I'm going to try to help him out with that with my mace.
Okay.
So
The coup de grace.
it's 17, and then strength presumably, so plus.
Yep. Oh no,
3,
you
so
definitely get
then
him.
20. Yep.
Yeah.
And my
Roll for
mace
damage.
is it actually says plus 4, so 21, and then 1d6 plus 3 damage. 8 points of damage.
All right, you smack him in the side of the head, which caves in a bit. Blood, teeth. He goes down. He's done. And that's going to bring us to a rogue beating a retreat, and then Esperanto.
seeing the cat, right? The cat was up there, I remember, on my first
Yeah, you see
perception.
the cat is still on a box, just kind of observing. He's watching the guy run away down the hallway.
I will take out the handkerchief that I was given, and then in Elvish talk to the cat. Mr.
right, what do you tell it?
Tibbles! Mr. Tibbles!
Oh, okay.
We're here to take you home.
It perks up, looks at you, and it jumps down and runs over to where you are. And it gets there, and it looks up at you, and it kind of just sits down, kind of like a dog at attention might, and it purrs a little bit at you.
And I will gingerly pick it up, if it lets me.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah. All right. You reach down to pick it up. Yeah. Okay. It jumps up onto your shoulder.
Oh, okay.
So, Argath, as you head down there, you get to where the door is. You see, you'll see Esperanto with the cat. So you now know where the cat is. That brings us to the top of the round with Ragnar.
All right, so I see her with the cat.
No, because they're kind of behind the wall of crates, and you're off kind of flanking it. So, but you saw where the other guy had run away to. You presume.
And you
All
heard
right,
her
I'll
calling
start.
it.
Yeah, I guess I would hear her going, "Hey, Mr. Tibbles."
Oh yeah, you do hear
Elven.
that. Absolutely. Yep.
All right, I'm going to come up to where I heard her talking about Mr. Tibbles. I'm going to move that way.
Okay. You find her, and she appears to have the cat, Mr. Tibbles, on her shoulder.
I'm going to use animal friendship on him. He has to
Okay.
make a wisdom check. DC is 13.
All right. Okie doke. The cat turns around, and it jumps off of Esperanto's shoulders and lands nimbly onto yours.
Okay, so for 24
And it
hours,
starts-
he and I are now friends.
It is now licking your ear.
Good kitty. I'll pet the kitty.
Nice.
Okay,
So we
Argath?
have the cat.
I figure
We have
this
the cat.
way it'll keep
Yep.
it from running away from us if it gets startled or something.
I don't know how many more bad guys are down this hall, and I don't want to find out. We have the cat. Let's go.
I think we should just
Yeah.
retreat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys call for a retreat? All right.
Yep.
Sounds good. Yep, you have your cat. You make your way back out of the sewers. You see...
Before I leave,
Yep,
I
before you
take
leave.
the crate, and I smash it.
Nice.
Remember?
Oh, yeah,
Two
we got a
pieces
lot
of
of boxes in
platinum.
here, Smash.
Oh, about 10
You
platinum and a
find
suit of
12
armor.
copper.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay! I pick it up and
The
put it in
bow
my
falls out.
pocket.
You hear a cha-chunk.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yay. What's
Very
this
good.
book? Blah blah blah. Strength something something.
All right, so you guys head out. You avoid the traps and whatnot. Coming back across the water, you've already got your boards laid out. You see the kobold. They're now I'm going to forget his name. Pipe crawler.
Pipe crawler.
Pipe crawler.
Yeah, pipe crawler. He's there. He looks at you and sees the cat. It looks like you have won. Very good. You didn't die. Excellent. Are the thieves dead?
Some of them.
Most of them. I point to all the notches on my bow.
Very good. Very good. They have many crates in there.
Many crates.
Kobolds have crates.
We'll trade you for another mushroom. There's a lot of crates.
All right. Yeah, trade for mushroom. Very good.
Very good.
Very good. I'll see if I have one. He digs around in his pouch. He has one. It's a little smaller and kind of older looking, but it looks like the right kind.
Very good.
Been saving it for myself. Don't really want wings anyway. We take crates.
There's
Yeah,
many.
enjoy your crates.
Many.
I go
crates.
get clan. Very good. We like you. Like you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He scurries off. Oh, you go this way. Take that back. Go up. Shortcut.
Mm.
Good.
Very nice. Okay.
All right. You gonna follow his instructions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you managed to make it up out of the sewers triumphantly with the cat at your side. Surprisingly, having been in the sewers, it still smells very nice. It appears to not be covered with filth or anything like that.
I do a spellcraft check on it and see if there's like some sort of magical protection spell on the cat from being
Okay.
dirty. Oh no, that's beyond me. Whatever it is,
You're not
I am
sure.
amazed at the cleanliness of this cat.
Yeah,
They're self-cleaning.
Yeah, they clean themselves. You figure that's just very, very good genes in these elvish cats.
Maybe
They
he
are
cast a
renowned to
cat
be
trip.
exceptionally intelligent. All right, so you're gonna head straight back to Mrs. Drisdale's place.
No.
We were commanded
Well,
to clean
let's
first.
get-
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there a
very
place you could take a cat for like to a groomer or something?
there is, I suppose. Well, the cat's in good shape. You guys
No, we should
are-
really leave her up to the. It is going to be entering a contest. Like I don't know enough about cat grooming to,
That's right. The cat has a mohawk.
Thanks for bringing.
I'm really more interested in a wizard groomer at this point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys gonna head to a place to clean up?
Yes.
All right.
Where is the tavern in House Fairlane? They have like a fountain.
Water.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
just stand
bog
at
water.
the waterfall. It's really nice.
Okay.
You could have a beer and go under there and get cleaned off. While you,
Dirty
Okay.
kobold,
So,
clean wizard.
All right. You head over to the Bogwater Tavern to use the facilities. You see that same bard from the other tavern. He happens to be there now, flirting with the bartender. Sees you guys come in, all covered with muck, and gives you a wink as you go by. Just kind of a professional acknowledgement. Get you guys cleaned up. You have some drinks. The cat hangs out. It's strange. The cat is really quite intelligent. It seems to understand what you're doing and just sort of lurks around and charms other people at the bar and that sort of thing. It's really quite a lovely cat. It's very affectionate. Of course, it spends most of its time with Ragnar, but
Well, we are buddies.
Hey, you guys get cleaned up. You're looking good, and I think you're probably presentable, dried off now, and a little bit sobered up. Maybe not completely. But.
it sounds good.
We give
All
the
right,
cat a saucer of dirty kobold.
Oh.
No, give the cat the mushrooms.
No.
I don't know. That could be good. All right. Sounds good. And then head over to Mr. Drisdale's.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, obviously she is absolutely delighted to have Mr. Tibbles back. Mr. Tibbles, however, seems slightly indifferent about that whole reunion, and is still very affectionate towards Ragnar. She's very happy. Greets you. I'm so glad you've got Mr. Tibbles back. And did you give those dirty thieves a lesson that they deserve?
Yes.
I do the throat slit gesture.
Excellent. I'm so glad that I chose the proper people to employ for this task. You will be very well paid indeed. And if you'd like, you could stay for dinner as well.
Ooh.
Oh, sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Be
Absolutely.
honored.
Yeah.
Jeffrey makes a very nice pot roast, don't you, Jeffrey? Yes, Mum. Oh, very good. Excellent. So, you spend some time. You are well paid. You even get to keep the box if you'd like. Of many shiny gold coins, you are now well set for a good long time. You can either pursue your other dreams or continue to accumulate adventures and wealth in the city of Stormreach.
We're definitely going to
That will
have
be
to.
the end.
I mean, if we're this rich just for rescuing a cat,
Yeah.
think what else would happen.
I
Yeah, what-
retire.
Yeah.
Just wait till you see the auction house prices. You might not be so excited with these.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, so far we can invest in like one 1/100th of an astral shard.
Are you saying that Stormreach prices are inflated?
Like, oh man, this is almost enough to get a sweet white cap.
All right,
Cool.
so we each have. Let's see. Hold on. We each get
She's eager for the gold.
2,363 gold pieces after expenses.
Nice.
600 and what?
2,363.
20.
I'm assuming that we spent 25 gold at the Bogwater Tavern getting liquored up and cleaned up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So 2,363 each.
2363. Ooh. That'll buy me my next spell. Scroll and some
Yeah, scrolls are
scribing
expensive.
material. Scroll and scribing materials are super expensive.
Yeah, that's pretty good though. I mean, in actual Eberron prices, that would be quite
it's pretty
wealthy
decent.
indeed. So.
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Although,
we're not
you know,
Stormreach,
yeah.
where the prices are,
Yeah.
many people live in large here, so.
Right. So,
But it's a good sum.
can we see how the cat does? Can we go to the cat show?
Oh, let's go to the cat show.
Yeah, let's go to the cat show.
Yeah.
It ends in
We have the
cat.
money. We can afford to go.
That's true. You can't afford the entry fee and the clothes necessary to wear because you have to be
Right.
somewhat well dressed to go to the cat show.
You don't wear chainmail to a cat show.
No.
Yeah, and I suppose you could bring weapons, but that's a bit uncouth. People might, are you someone's guard? I see. Very good. Yeah, as well. The cat show.
I go every year. I have a
Tibbles does
season
pretty well.
pass, so.
Let's see. I will roll Mr. Tibbles' charisma check here. Oh, I'm afraid that he does not win this year.
Oh.
He was
Oh,
too
no.
distracted. I was in the audience, and he's like, "Hey,
Exactly.
Oh.
He seems to be pining for a certain ranger, and a hint of the wild, and his heart just isn't quite in the contest. So he does not win. But Mrs. Drisdale does not seem terribly disappointed. She's happy just to have Mr. Tibbles back again, and to be able to participate in the show, which is quite a grand event. There is, very lovely appetizers and all kinds of merchants selling cats. You could even perhaps buy your own elven kitten. They are very expensive.
How much? How much?
About 2,000 gold to get a kitten. That's
I'll
not
blow my
super
my
I will
pedigree.
heart.
totally do that. It'll be my animal companion."
All right.
They'll be my familiar if I ever get familiars in DDO.
You have an elven kitten.
Yeah, there's no familiars in DDO. What are you talking about?
Then we feed it some mushrooms, and I'll have a flying elven kitten.
Oh.
With bug wings.
Yeah, what are those called? Flying cats?
2,000 gold for an
Trust
elven
him.
kitten at the show.
He'll be a
Like I
trust.
said, that's kind of a common one. They're not one of the pure breeds from a famous lineage, but a nice cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back down to 300.
I'm
All
keeping
right.
my
I know.
gold. I thank you very much, but I'm keeping my gold.
Yeah, me too.
Another
I have other plans for it. Other
Very
needs.
good.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that will conclude our adventure. We're right around
Yay.
our time zone anyway, about 2.5 hours. So.
Yeah, that was fun, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
Yay!
Cool.
That was awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
My kudos to the dungeon master.
I think we got
Yeah,
a
thanks
good
for running
recording
for
of it. So.
Thank you very
Thanks
much
for joining
being-
us.
All right. And thanks everybody for listening to our special episode of DDOcast.
All right.